Come on, baby, let's do the grift. Oh, come on, baby, let's do the grift. Take me by my little hand and grift like this. Oh, grift, baby, 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 baby. You gotta grift. Take me by my little hand and grift like this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the world famous Monday Night Grift with your host, Pete Giswaldi. Joining us from Saskatchewan, Ohio, it's Pete from the Nerd, and also we got Lynn Ryder from Washington, and of course your host. I already know that. Okay, it's oh wait, I haven't done this in a while. Fuck. Oh, there I am. Welcome to the show. Looks terrible. I don't know how to fade my clips. You know what? Here's the thing you do. If you're hosting a show, don't apologize for the show. Just do the show. That's what we're here to do. Guys, did I call it the Monday Night Grift? It's the Tuesday Night Grift. Can you believe it? Look, we used to do a show. On Mondays. I was a mess. Part of that's my problem. And most of it's everyone else's fault. Everyone else fucked up the show. It's got nothing to do with me. But I've talked to people and they've said, you know what? Mondays just aren't good. I get it. It's the first day of the week. Everybody on Mondays catching up, you know? You got to do your errands for the week. You got to do your laundry. Got to go to the grocery store. Tuesday, now that's a good day. And that's why we have the Tuesday Night Grift. This is going to be a show where we talk about all things pop culture, gaming, movies, the news, the popular news, and other topics related to, well, we'll get into some of those topics. Let's put it that way. Point is, guys, please bear with me. First time doing the show in a while, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We have Pete. Ayo. Happy Warrior Pete is here. Good to have you, buddy. How you been? It's been a while since we've done a show.
Yeah. How are you? How's the cat's Scraps and Siamese face?
Yes,
I don't
Mr.
know the
Mud.
cat's name.
Mud. Just remember Mud. He's got mud all over his face.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I know your channel's been growing. You've been getting a lot of good interviews. Didn't you just have a big interview hit your channel?
We have big interviews all the time. Everyone's big. No one is small.
What was your most recent one? What was the most recent?
We just did we did Chuck Dixon, and then before that we did the second Escapist people. Which
Chuck Dixon. Well, you probably should not be here because, well, whatever. Well, you can say nice things about Chuck Dixon. That's fine. Or we might talk a little bit about Eric July. We'll say that. Leighton Radner is here. How's it going, Leighton?
Good.
Hope you're doing well. What have you been working on, buddy?
Video stuff. Just doing some editing. I'll have a new one up soon. So.
Oh, okay.
I'm working on that.
Well, that's exciting. I'm excited to see that. And of course, our good friend who's been killing it in the live streaming world is Tony TGD, the Geek Getaway.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's going on, buddy?
Oh man, we got a lot to talk about, don't we?
We do have a lot to talk about. It's kind of hard to know where to start.
Well, I got a question for you, Vito.
Yes,
I know you're a collector of all things video games. Are you planning on buying the TurboGrafx 16 collection from Quartering? Because he's out there selling. He's out there hawking all of his merchandise now. He's got nothing left.
Is he selling his TurboGrafx collection now, or his Neo Geo collection?
It might be his Neo Geo.
Yeah, honestly, so he blocked me the day before he posted that he was going to sell his Neo Geo collection. I went, fuck. Couldn't you have waited like 2 days? I bet I could have got a good deal out of that motherfucker. But the Quartering is mad at me because he said, I don't know why there's all this drama in comics. And I said, Quartering, you basically told Eric July you'd help him sue me. You said, whatever you need, Eric, I'll give it to you. What do you mean you don't want drama in comics? What more drama is there than a lawsuit? And then he went, but you love the movie Cuties. And I said, but you sell gay coffee to your audience. And I think he got mad because he doesn't like when people point out that his coffee company is an LGBT roaster. And he blocked me. So now I can't buy his Neo Geo collection, and I'm sad about it.
It may be gay coffee, but it's pretty good.
You've had the Quartering's coffee?
I have. I've bought some.
You bought it with money?
Yes, I want to try it. Some of my family members watch the Quartering.
You want to hear something funny?
I enjoyed it. I like hot chocolate.
You bought the hot chocolate? What's wrong with Nestle? Nestle hot chocolate's great. Or Swiss.
Why don't you just buy it directly, Pete? It's cheaper.
Well, that's the thing. You could just buy it. It's white label, so you can just find out who's brewing it and buy it that way.
You know who you should buy it from, Pete?
It wouldn't have the, it'd be like when my sister-in-law buys my brother. Oh, he loves Daily Wire, so we're going to get him. We're not going to buy him the liberal salty tears cup. We're going to buy like one that's not like, it's like
male tears.
Yeah, exactly. It's like slightly.
Does it say on the bag the ultimate anti-woke coffee? It has
to be on brand. It can't just be any anti-woke. It has to be the.
If you've got a gay son, make him drink this coffee every day.
You want to make him less gay?
Conversion turn him white.
Right there.
Conversion coffee brew.
Now that would be a good brand, I think. Conversion coffee.
A good cup of conversion in the morning.
There's a lot of families. You're not allowed to have.
You really want to help it?
Go ahead.
Eric July, buy it from Sturgis. Sturgis actually has an affiliate link for the Quartering's coffee now.
Well, I was going to say they've banned conversion therapy, but there are no rules, as far as I know, against conversion coffee. I think if you put it out there in the marketplace, we're saying, well, look, we're not saying it's going to make your kids, not gay, but. Come on, you got a gay kid. You got to try something, right? That's a marketing
therapy is usually the other way around, though.
You call it the coffee. What did we just say a second ago? What was the name we came up with?
Conversion coffee.
So you call it Conversion Coffee Company, but you spell it with all K's.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Conversion Coffee Company. Now, Tony, did you have something you were about to say that I cut you off?
Yeah, my artist on my comic book, he wants to know if he can draw a Frogman Super Killer crossover fan art. Nothing that we're selling or anything, just fan art. He wants to get your blessing.
I mean, fan art has the full blessing. Anyone wants to draw fan art, you are welcome to do so. And you know what? It's not even that you're welcome to do so. It's that I cannot stop you. Okay, it's like this Pokemon.
It sounds like a threat.
Well, yeah, I can't stop you now. I might hunt you down and kill your family if I don't like it. But no, I understand the nature of fan art. I've drawn some fan art myself. Okay. You know, because you watch the Pokemon show and you keep going, when is Misty going to take off those shoes and show us those lovely feet? She never does it, so you got to draw it yourself, right, folks? Who just got
a little marmalade?
A little marmalade. You hear about that YouTube guy who was asking ladies for feet pictures? That was a good story. Yeah, go ahead.
If the Frogman slash Super Killer crossover is nearly as good as some of the other crossovers we've seen with Super Killer and Eric July's ISOM works.
I've had a lot of people ask me to make that official, that fan art. I think I can. Let me see. I think it's on the Biggest Problem .show website. Guys, don't forget, if you're not subscribed to Biggest Problem .show, share this tab instead. There it is. Over on biggestproblem.show. There you go. We got our new episode, and you can actually hit fans. I've organized the page now, so you can hit the fan art tab, and there's all sorts. There's a lot of Super Killer fan art, a lot of it.
There's that one there.
There's this one, which I disavow 100%. It's not. We don't even need to look at it. We've seen it. We know it. Here is Super Killer using a Q-tip to clean out his robot friend. Okay, that's a bit much. Here's me. Wait. I can't even show some of these. Oh, Super Killer, what are you doing? Why are you peeing on the grave of ISOM? That's not okay. That's too much. Point is that there's a lot of great I'm trying to find something that isn't racist.
It's like any one of these pictures could get you demonetized. Like any one of them. It's like
who is you being up here?
Lightbringer, Isling Karas.
I didn't do this. I have nothing to do with this.
No, Vito endorses all of these.
Well, we got
all the bad comics.
As long as we're talking about comic books, we have one of our favorite indie comic creators, George Peter Gatsis is here. Do I say your last name right, George?
Yeah, you did. Absolutely, you did.
Gatsis,
and by the way, just so everybody knows, I'm at the Library of Congress right now, registering everything I see on the screen.
Oh, okay, good. So it's all part of the public record.
Posterity.
Bender for 2 is giving me trash about my latest sponsor that I've been doing, Temu sponsor. I just bought more stuff from Temu. After they don't even give me money. I just buy stuff from them anyway because I'm an idiot.
Their lockpick sets suck.
Yeah, I'm sure those are bad. Look at this. Look at this real quick. I bought this like bootleg Bulma figure. It's pretty good, man. I mean, you could tell it's like cheap plastic, but it was also like $5. Because I always wanted this Bulma figure, but the real one's like $80, and I'm like, well, maybe someday I'll buy the real one. But for right now, I'm happy.
That one all sticky looking.
Well, you know, you gotta glue it down. You gotta glue the joints in place. You gotta use a very special glue that only I have access to. Anyway, guys, I thought it might be fun, real quick, if we take a look. Obviously, one of our favorite comics has just wrapped its big campaign, Alphacore #1. The campaign is in the bag. Now, this campaign went on for what, 3 months, I believe?
Really, it's been that long.
About right.
I think it's been. Has it been 2 months or 3 months? I would like to know.
I think it's 3.
It was a holiday thing, so like 3 months does sound right. But
3 months is a lot. Like, I think my campaign I did for 60 days. 60 days is like the max. This thing just drags on. It's like for every day you got to hear about Alphacore. And it doesn't really help because if you pay attention, the sales just end up going nowhere for a long time. And then obviously there's a big bump at the end. So Alphacore has ended. Let me see if I can zoom in here with $1.3 million. Is anyone surprised by these numbers?
I'm shocked. I tell you, shocked.
Yeah.
That was going to be higher.
This is right. Did you think it would be higher?
I thought it was going to hit 1.5.
Well, ISOM #2 hit what? 2.3? Yeah. Let me check. ISOM 2 campaign. And Apparently, the ISOM 2 campaign isn't even out yet, but we'll talk about that in a second. So ISOM 2 was 2.3 million. That's a good amount of money. And that was earlier this year. So that ended in August. Then I think there was a break of 1 or 2 months. And then immediately we had Alphacore. So one thing Eric is finding out is that crowdfunders aren't as exciting when you got like 2 or 3 of them a year, right? It's kind of like they're just there. It's not an event anymore.
Oh.
I'm just gonna, you know what? If anybody feels like having an opinion,
really awkward.
abruptly.
Alphacore was launched the beginning of November. So
Beginning of November, so November.
So 3 months.
Yeah, okay.
Well, this doesn't bode well because it's a number 1, and number 1s sell better than number 2s. Remember, so it's all downhill from here.
Well, that's what's interesting is I think Eric July thought the same thing. I think he was like, well, obviously ISOM number 2, which is the follow-up. It's not the number 1, so it's not as exciting. It's still weird that he made. Why did he make the 2 part of the logo? It's ISOM number 2, not ISOM 2 like a new story. I think he was like, well, if this one makes 2.3 million and that's a number 2 issue, a number 1 should do similar to ISOM 1, which again was 3.8 million or something like that. Instead, everything that I don't know, man. Everything with Eric July is me going, okay, well, here's what's going to happen. And then Eric July supporters going, no. And then it happens. And they go, we never said that. I'm like, well, clearly it's going to sell worse. Like, and they're like, no, he's got Chuck Dixon now. I'm like, Chuck Dixon.
Who?
Look, and I'm not going to insult Chuck Dixon.
He seems like I'll do it for you.
I mean, I have some insults, but I feel bad because Pete just did. Look, Pete's already.
I like Chuck Dixon. I think he's a swell guy.
I'm sure he's a swell guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
He's a nice.
He's got no pool.
Pete's
Here's
running
the thing.
gay
Chuck
ops.
Dixon. Chuck Dixon had his own campaigns, right? And they didn't pull no 1 point whatever. I don't know what Eric was thinking. Going, this guy who made his own campaign, who barely funded like 100,000, he's gonna pull us an extra $1 million out of this campaign. Makes no sense.
Oh, I was not aware Chuck was doing his own campaigns.
Well, he had
he has
some
his
other
own
books.
Comics and stuff over on what was the name of that publishing company?
He's got for Archaven. He's got a couple comics.
Archaven. I mean, my prediction was 1.25 million. It did a little bit better than that, 50,000 over. Look, here's the thing that we have to say. This is great. This is fantastic. Any normal person would get $1.3 million and be like, this is the best day of my life. But I wouldn't get $1.3 million and go, I can't wait to pay my staff of like 10, 12 people and buy another. Is he talking about buying another warehouse? Did I get that right?
Is he talking about buying a warehouse now or just leasing?
Or like moving into a
Renting it.
bigger one or something?
Well, I think he had to have negotiated a lease. So he's got to sell that. Him having to move out, he has to sell as though it's a good thing, not a bad thing. But I mean, if he negotiated a lease, his lease might be up.
I know what's going on. Eric July is doing the McDonald's gag. It's not about the restaurant. It's about the property.
He's going to outsource warehouses?
Yeah, he's in the warehouse business.
Hey, it's a better business to be in than comics, I'd say.
It's not about the burgers. It's about the property, man.
Honestly, if Eric did move his company and he just took advantage of his ability to sell stuff, and this is something I think Ethan van Sciver has pointed out that maybe this is the long-term goal. Is less about Eric, making ISO and being property himself, but like, he could go to all these different creators and then they could just be sold out of ISO.
Yeah, I mean, he could just be a publisher. I think that makes sense for him. If he just says, I have a bunch of YouTube buddies and they're going to publish through my publishing house and use my fulfillment company, and I'm going to take 5, 10, 20% off the top. That's a good gimmick. That's very smart. I don't know why you poisoned the well by making your own comic to begin with. I think Eric July would have been smarter to just go, I don't know how to write, obviously. I've never made a comic in my life. So here's what I am going to do. I'm going to find a bunch of guys who want to make comics, and I'm going to help them get their comics to market. But you know what? He made 3.8 million. So that probably was smart of him. I
disagree with Vito.
Yeah, go ahead.
100% disagree.
Okay.
Eric July, what would have been really smart is if Eric July didn't hire anybody else and just wrote it and drew it himself, because he still would have made $3.7 million and saved a shit ton of money.
Stick figure
on
is a
all the
lost
other
art.
expenses. Yeah.
Well, that's the point
Yeah,
I want to
so-
make is that I think Eric July, like I see people and they're going, well, look, Ethan Van Sciver doesn't know what he's doing because he only made like $600,000. Eric made 1.3 million. But then you remember, Ethan keeps every one of these dollars is Ethan's dollar. Okay. And it doesn't go to a warehouse, and it doesn't go to some doofus social media manager, and it doesn't go to,
The
whoever
Saska
flies the
sisters.
drone. Yeah, it doesn't go to the Saska sisters. It doesn't go to the guy who flies the drone around your warehouse to get the cool drone shot for you. You just get all the money.
That's a good gig if you can get it, by the way. Comic drone.
I want to
flyer.
be the drone guy. I want to be Eric's drone guy. I think I'd be good at it. wanna
I
be Eric's
think
business
all of
manager.
this spells. I think all of this spells out sort of something I've brought up on other streams and stuff, which is that Eric July has sort of a similar opinion on politics and economics and things like that to me, except he's not actually educated on the topics. So he just knows the very surface level arguments. And because of that, he can go make these business decisions and tell his fan base that it's all under the guise of, oh, I understand the free market and business. But at the end of the day, these are mistakes that anybody with an outside perspective or understanding on how the markets work within comics could have avoided easily.
Wait a minute. Are you saying, sir, that Eric July is reading Cliff Notes before he goes on doing his streams?
I'll say this.
He'd be more intelligent if he was reading Cliff Notes.
Eric July is I don't even know if I would call it, this is a stretch, but I'll say it. I'll say Eric July is a marketing expert insofar as he knows what he has to say to get people on the page. Being a marketing expert is different from being a business expert. And he seems to have conflated the two. He goes, well, look at how much money I made. And I go, yes, very effective marketing, very bad business. Overprinting books to the point where they're worthless on the secondary market. Paying for all these copies that are rotting away in a warehouse.
Wait a minute. Can you go back up there? Did I just see a watermark on those images?
Yeah. The Rippaverse watermark here.
What's he protecting?
Well, someone might take it and publish their own 3-page Rippaverse mini novel if he doesn't put, his things on there.
That's the
You
first
gotta-
You can't sell it as posters, George. You know that.
Here's why I
All
know
those
Eric
images.
July. Well, I was going to say the biggest disappointment out of this $1.3 million campaign is we will not be getting our future animation promise, the $2 million stretch goal. And I don't know how I can live with myself if Eric July doesn't promise it. I got to give this guy $2 million to tell me he's going to make another animation. I mean,
You're
he's going to make
telling
one
me
anyway.
You're telling me, Vito, that you wouldn't have a tribute jar behind you with some kind of toy or statue.
I'm not
Every
sure.
million Vito's filling it another ounce.
$300,000 to show you the cover of the next comic, guys. I'll show you the cover of my comic. You don't got to give me a dime. Okay,
Look at the 4 million one, Vito.
Which
The
one?
4 million one. The 4 million was a
promise of a future
toys.
toy and or statue. Not
You know
like
what's funny about that one?
what?
When I hear what's funny, Eric July actually contracted somebody to make him a Yaira statue, and then didn't pay the guy for his work.
Stiffed him?
Oh shit!
He
really?
stiffed the guy $5,000.
No
No.
way!
So I hear. Yes,
Oh my
the
god!
guy.
Well,
The guy did $5,000 worth of work, from what I'm hearing. We got to put allegedly in front of it. But yeah, so he had this guy design, do a whole statue for Yaira, and then when he found out how much it would cost for him to mass produce them and then sell them, he's like, "Oh, I can't afford to sell them. No one's buying $1,000 statues of Yaira." So he's like, "Fuck it," and just ghosted the guy.
Wow.
well, that's not good. Yeah, if you want to look, I'm trying to make little figures and stuff, and you got to keep it really small. You can't do a statue; those statues cost a fortune.
Not really. Not if you're using 3D printing, FDM with PLA. You can come off with a really good, maybe 112.
How much do you think it's going to cost you to print it?
The cost to printing is not based on the plastic; it's based on the time the machine has on it. But you can come off and sell something at about $250-$300 at the cost of.
People are not going to buy a $300 Yaira statue. They're just not going to do it.
Vito popcorn.
And it's not going to be
Planet.
painted.
popcorn planets in the chat.
It can be painted.
I didn't. Oh my God, we got a bunch of people coming in. Well, first of all, I have Black Angus is here. Hello, Black Angus.
Hey.
I need to be one of those shows where I have like a little intro for everybody, and it can be like entering the arena. Dun, 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 dun. The popcorn man a coming. He's coming with the popcorn time. It's Andy Signore. The popcorn king is here. You're supposed to be like marching.
No, Vito, you got to go. Oh my God, it's Larry Shungite.
Oh my God.
God, all
Andy,
these loud
welcome.
screens and squares of people. I feel like I'm on one of those Geek and Gamer streams or something, Vito. Jesus.
That's the horrifying future of entertainment.
I finally made it. I'm on a screen of 15 people all competing to
12 hours later.
Hey, can we talk Mario Kart now?
Do the Eric July. You ready, Vito?
Can we talk Mario Kart?
We're gonna hold on.
Where I just go do work on the side and I don't say anything. That was what I was doing.
That was pretty good. Just not
one thing. Sorry, Vito. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just gotta say, I've been watching this. You bitching on Eric. You just don't lack. You lack the discipline, honestly.
To on Eric
book. You know this. You are
okay.
About your super killer book. You have just got Eric is living in your brain like 24/7 nonstop. You want to be in this man's skin like Silence of the Lambs style. It's like you want to just be him with his body arm hair, and you are so upset at his success, his good looks, his muscles, his warehouses.
Yeah,
there's so much that I can see why you're jealous of this man. Just admit it already. Can we end this beef and you can finally acknowledge in all public that you are just so into the man that you'd rather make out with him than fight with him? Come on, come clean, Vito.
I can't. Yeah, I want to make out with Eric July.
Are you or are you not sexually attracted to Eric July?
I can't be jealous of Eric July because I find everything he does ridiculous.
Do you want to put baby oil all over that arm hair?
I do.
Okay,
Andy, you've backed a crowdfunder before, right? And it always goes like, hey, if we raise $50,000, everybody's getting a sticker. And if we raise $100,000, everybody's getting a button. Okay? Eric July's stretch goals are for $1 million. You can buy a t-shirt.
You want my honest answer?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit how this dude does his business. I don't care. Grift away, make your money. Where I care, why does he waste so much time talking to random strangers and argue with them on Twitter if he's the billionaire comic guy? His own words are making him look like a damn buffoon. Even idiot Quartering has called out like he should just shut up and move on already. Like his people know this. Like he can't help himself. He's known as the guy who argues with everybody, but now he's so afraid of arguing with specific people because you can call out the grift. And if we're being honest, Vito, it's all a fucking grift. I don't care anybody who makes their money, and I don't want to stop people from making their money. Go buy the dumb Alphacore books all you want. But this man is a grift. He's 100% a grift, and you've exposed it. So many people have tried. They've gone on his show countless times, and he's talked on over them and all mad and focused on their lighting and whatever nonsense bullshit he tries to fight. But you have destroyed him because he's wasting so much time having to defend this shit when any real creator who really is successful and happy doesn't engage. You know what I mean, Vito?
Well, because he doesn't know,
and he's losing because he can't stop engaging and being defensive and justifying. These are all signs of weakness. And for these so-called alphas, it's quite hilarious to watch.
He doesn't want to accept that it's a grift. Like everybody around him is like, oh, I get it. You made a comic and you have no idea what you're doing and it kind of sucks, but you don't care because you're making money, right? And he's like, no, I'm a once in a lifetime creative genius. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, you are, Eric. Absolutely. Like he's dead. He believes that like he has what it takes to make his own Marvel DC universe, which is insanity. And no reasonable person should want to do that anyway. Okay, that's like a dream of a 15-year-old. When you become a grown man, you go, oh my God, I don't want a shared superhero. I want to write one decent comic and hopefully have fun with it. Is anybody hearing this high-pitched whine, or is that just me?
That's you.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure that
it's the
whatever
tinnitus.
it is not sure. I think I do have tinnitus. Oh my God.
If you get rid of that,
Roger
if
from
you
Dick.
get rid of the scroll thing at the bottom, it won't block Andy's.
Oh, that's a good point. I
Square.
did not realize I was still on. I'm an idiot.
Nobody cares about seeing me. I'm not as sexy as Eric.
Look, that's the thing is I don't care about Eric July making money. I'm happy if he's like, it's fine. That's great. I just don't when a bunch of guys, if all his YouTube friends just said, hey, we really like Eric and we want him to succeed, I'd go, oh yeah, that's cool. Sure. And they're like, hey, I really think you should check out Alphacore and you should check out Isom. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a totally reasonable thing to say. But they make videos that are like, Eric July is going to destroy the mainstream. Tim Pool is like telling whatever that company was. They're like, you should make an Isom movie, man. Yeah, Angel Studios. He's like, you should make an Isom movie. You guys, the guys who made Sound of Freedom. He's like, the next thing you should do, you should really look into making an Isom movie with Eric July, like a superhero movie. And I'm like, okay, so just stop, okay?
Jim Caviezel as Brian Solari.
It's not going to happen, guys, because Angel Studio has a really good vetting process, and I don't think Eric July will even scratch the beginning process.
I don't think.
so?
I mean, as we've said, if you try to make this into like a cartoon, which I think he might actually manage to like trick Daily Wire or the Blaze or something,
Spark can be
money to make this
unpredictable.
But
Weird, like Diet Sam Elliott voice. It's so strange.
I know.
Mitigated.
But look at the pigeon. That pigeon.
It sounds like an AI voice. That was the thing that I said when I reacted to this.
You'd amplify some.
Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, it's way too loud.
This is why we're deployed.
This is why we're deployed.
Ah, Gyra! This is
Wow,
Alphacore
that
number
woman
one.
got hit so hard.
So
There's
Gyra,
hit a woman.
None of this is in Alphacore though, so that's the funny part about it.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
this
do
is
you
all in the
realize
Isom comic.
you realize he's selling this to like Back the Blue, but it appears she's about to attack cops unprovoked until the super cops stop her.
That shot's my favorite right there, and then it cuts to that shot. Vito, play that back again.
Like, face is different.
That is when I watch this, I just laughed a lot. I'm like, why the fuck would you draw this? Play it in slow-mo there. Ready? Watch this.
I'm going frame by frame
here where he zooms out on this shot where he's drawn this man's face, right?
Yeah.
And then he chooses to do a wider shot of this thing that he could have just zoomed out. And it's like
oh my god!
Oh wow, yeah.
It's
a different dude.
Goober. They gooberfied it.
I'm gonna kick Yaira's ass.
In the
Or maybe not.
Location,
Yeah.
His face there shrunk when he got further away. That's
so dumb.
normal.
What's the
Split
term?
personality.
Off-model?
Like, what is? How do you mess that up?
Did
Like, all he had
they
to do, you know,
AI
was
this?
the wide
That-
one and zoom
Is it-
into it.
It's an inside joke. They gave him the Dick Masterson face. His face
He
there.
made Vito. He made an animator animate this twice.
And she goes from like kind of like, oh man, I hate Yaira to, oh god, Yaira's gonna kick our ass. Oh fuck.
Amateur.
Oh, I see. No, I see what's going on. He actually hired multiple people from different places remotely to do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Rather
No,
than actually, each scene and each location should be the same animators. If he wants to switch it to the hell world is a different animator, fine. Maybe we would notice. But you can't go to a medium shot to a close up with two different artists painting different faces.
Oh my god!
Again, this is what happens when you have the mindset of this ANCAP belief system that I talked about before, where he's like, I'm going to pay other people to do things for me, and then I'll sell that product. The problem with that is you have to have quality control.
Well, this is what happens when you have yes men. When you have people, he says he doesn't have any, but apparently nobody but Andy Signor noticed that it was two different shots. Multiple people watched it.
Vito,
People got
the reason
fucking...
why you're succeeding and what's so amazing about this is that group of individuals, which again, I'm not even trying to start beef, but it's so weird. They can sit here and watch She-Hulk all day long and bitch and criticize and talk shit and blah, 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 blah. Now this man makes $1 million, releases a cartoon. We're not allowed to sit and critique it. We're backstabbing, disloyal, bullshitters. Like, dude, you've made content. It's now open to criticism. We are allowed to criticize it. Get over yourself. Like, that's what I wish they would make a movie because they'd see how fucking hard it is. And then they'd get ridiculed, and then they would unite their base to continue the grift of they're trying to fight us. And you know how it goes, Vito. It's all just to He sold this book on this is an anti-woke comic. He was all doing the press rounds.
Yes.
That's why it did so well, why he got so much attention. And now he's trying to say that wasn't what he did. 100% what he did. And kudos to him. It was a smart marketing move. Even you would admit that, right, Vito?
I've said he's a genius. He hit at the exact right time when everybody was going DC and Marvel. It's woke. We need a comic book that there's no gay guys and the black guys act like black guys. And he said, well, I got one for you starring my grandfather. And everybody said, okay. let's see it. And then it came out. It kind of sucks. And I don't know, like, again, everybody says, like, what's your problem with Eric July? And I'm like, my problem is not with Eric July. My problem is with Eric July existing in a culture of these supposed guys who's like, their whole thing is the mainstream critics are lying to you. It's all industry nepotism. They're friends with Disney. They're getting paid off. They're buddy, and they're not giving you the straight dope. If you want a real review of these things, come to us. We're going to give you the straight dope. And then their buddy makes a comic book. And instead of, again, just be reasonable and say, we're really happy our buddy made a comic book. We think he's a nice guy, and we hope he succeeds. They make videos, and I'll bring up the videos that are like, Eric July has DC and Marvel running scared. And you're like, no, you're lying to your audience, which if you're actually a journalist, like, these guys don't understand. You are journalists at that point, okay? You're doing criticism. You're doing, or at least you're critics. You can't lie to your audience and say DC and Marvel are scared. And you can't say, oh, it's clickbait. Well, if it's clickbait, okay, then we're going to answer the clickbait. And I go, yes, you're clickbaiting. Nobody is scared of the Rippaverse. There's nothing here to be scared of. Here, let's see. Marvel and DC Comics are scared of Black-owned Rippaverse. They know their woke comics are trash.
Meanwhile, Vito, wait a second. They really called it Black-owned. Like, that's being woke.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are they using identity politics to sell a comic?
Oh, Marvel and DC are scared of black people, apparently. Superman, DC and Marvel and DC comic pros freak out over the Rippaverse. That one, maybe you can justify that. Okay, they can't stop the Rippaverse. The woke mainstream comic industry is scared of Eric July.
Views are down for them. Those aren't good views for that crew. That's low views.
Well, this is from a year ago. So honestly, though, they've had a year to get views on these things. I think finally they've started. I always love when I find myself in a Rippaverse goalpost thing. Rippaverse breaks comic book sales records. We have the red-haired lady who is upset. Obviously, that lady was in that video 10 years ago. I know, right? Do you really think she's upset? Here's Geeks and Gamers. Rippaverse has mainstream comics terrified. Guys, look, I've said it a million times. The mainstream comic industry doesn't care. They're here to sell Superman towels and Batman lunchboxes. They're not here to sell culture war comics starring a black libertarian's grandfather with a big cross on his penis. They couldn't make money doing that. Only Eric July can make money doing that. There's nothing here for them to learn other than there is an audience of morons and idiots who can be tricked into buying things based on how much they are whipped into a frenzy by certain YouTubers.
But what if we make the cross bigger?
I mean, they should make the cross bigger. He should
make the cross bigger. Yeah, that'll work.
Marvel Comics is sweating. Oh my god, I can't believe it.
I mean, that's kind of like where my thing is. Is like, I know a lot of people tell me this, but they don't say it out loud on Twitter, but they'll say in DMs. It's like we like a lot that Eric July does, and we'll compliment and appreciate it. But that's not enough. They want you to give them this like 100%. Hey, you have to take it for the team. You have to say it's amazing when it's not. It's like, that's not what I signed up for. That's the exact same behavior that we had a problem with on the left. Now you're just doing it, but it's now our team, so it's okay. And I think that's kind of where, that's where I'm kind of supportive of what EVS has been trying to talk about. Obviously, all of this is a little bit drama farming. But this point where, like, we need to be honest about the books. We need to be honest about the quality, because the only way we build up, it's not just grifting. We actually have to build up culture and make it good. You only get there by being honest and just pretending that, ISOM is amazing, which, I mean, it has its positives, but it has a lot of issues. And just pretending that those aren't there, that isn't good. And it's the biggest problem. And this is kind of, I know Tony's talked about this before, but it's a big problem right now with independent comics, where we can sell huge numbers of comics. And you ask the people, did you open it up? Did you read it? And they don't really give you an answer because they did it. And that's kind of where we're at right now. It's like, well, independent Comicsgate, whatever, it's doing awesome. But if you really want it to like get big, if you want it to do really well, you actually have to honestly engage. And that's just the step that people aren't willing to do.
Here's the lesson. Okay. You can make a lot of money based on hype. If you really truly believe, and I do, I agree with some of this. I've seen there's certain conservative creators who have gotten pushed out of spaces, creative spaces. The spaces are now dominated by liberal writers who I think have a lot of blind spots, who are definitely in an echo chamber. I'd like to see more conservative voices in the mainstream media and these projects and whatever else. But if your goal is to prove, okay, well, you know, the mainstream needs us, this is what they're missing out on, you should be making the most insane, kick-ass, crazy comic book that pussy liberals like me are afraid to make. Show us what we're missing. Show us what we're not doing. You can't just make ISOM and it's like, well, what's good about it? Well, it ain't woke. It's something, that's not even a joke. Like, I've had people say that to me. Well, at least it's not that woke shit Marvel's making. I'm like,
but it is woke. That's the problem with it. Read ISOM. It's got a single black mother who don't need no man, who's the head of the technology firm, right? So you got a woman in STEM. She's a single mother. She don't need no man. And she's telling the main protagonist of the story what to do. And I'm going to tell mom if you don't do what I want you to do. So he gets cucked by his sister. Like, hey, go do what I say because I'm going to tell mommy on you. That's non-woke, apparently.
ISOM's a bit of a cuck. Look, real quick, let me read some super chats here. Orca, pro-gay / anti-trans. I don't know if that's a reference to I don't know what that's a reference to. Katie Did's channel for 2. Good evening, gentlemen. We got a great panel tonight. Yes, we do, Katie. Thank you for coming on by. We also had Coleman for 2, who says, Trucks Me. The Trucks Me shirt is now available, guys, over at killdozer.industries. People keep buying the Trucks Me shirt. This is, of course, this is the famous ISOM truck, available in also a delightful yellow and a classic white. But I think the black is the big seller. If anyone has any other colors they'd like, now you too can own the ISOM truck and wear it proudly. Katie says, as a professional hairdresser, every time I see his beard, I think I'm going to have a panic attack and my OCD goes in overdrive. Hey, Andy and panel. Hail Chad. Hail Comicsgate. Hail Super Kill. Thank you, Katie. Hail Super Kill.
You should put it in a gravestone gray. You
know what? Gray with the black would probably look pretty good, I think. The problem is it's like a thin graphic. It's kind of, you have to have it stand out. You can't use something. Drew McIntyre says, what's new to this? What's wrong with this guy? Dude, the guy just make whatever he wants? Yeah, he can. I just need his buddies to, like, if they're supposedly the most honest culture critics in the history of the world, just say, hey, we're really happy for what Eric's doing. And stop saying that he's destroying Marvel and DC and everyone needs to support him and that this is the future of culture. Because it isn't. It's obvious. The future of culture is not there. Look at this. Is this the future of culture? Is this it? Hey, no. And Orca, BLDM, thank you, Orca. I had a couple clips, one clip here. As we go ahead, Tony, what did you have to say?
I was going to say, Vito, I'm going to have to disagree with you a little bit here, right? Because if these guys who are saying, hey, we're the critics, we're the ones who tell you like it is, right? We tell you like it. If they don't criticize ISOM, then they're basically saying, hey, this thing is bad. You might as well just say it's bad and admit it, right? Because your job is supposed to criticize shit, right? If suddenly you take a step back and like, hey, I'm going to recuse myself from this particular issue, you're basically admitting this is a bad book.
They're in catch-22. They're in the catch-22. If they do a good review of ISOM and everybody, including a normal person, knows ISOM is not a good book, they lose instant credibility. And if they don't review ISOM, they lose their credibility already because they should be reviewing it. That's all they do.
Well, Ripa will reciprocate accordingly.
Yeah, I don't. If I was those guys, look, I think it's perfectly reasonable for a critic to say, listen, I'm personally friends with Eric July, and I honestly don't trust myself to review his book fairly. I think I'm biased. As such, I'm not doing a formal review of the book, but I will tell you this is what I like about Eric. This is what I like about ISOM. You could even say, I think the art's good, and he's got Chuck Dixon for Alphacore. I have no problem with all that. You as a critic do not have to throw your friends under the bus. I don't think that's your job. I will say this. Eric is very smart to go out and make friends with every critic in this space okay, and protect himself from criticism. Okay, it was smart of him to go out and be like, I got to become friends with Geeks and Gamers. I got to become friends with Ryan Kindle, because then those guys will promote me and they won't talk shit about me. And part of them will want to make some of the money I'm making, so they're going to be endlessly nice to me. Okay, yeah, that was a smart move to make friends with all those guys. Same thing in Hollywood. Okay, there's a lot of directors, there's a lot of actors who go out there and they make friends with guys in the press, and they make, the studios make friends with these critics. Okay, and you would hope that those critics would say, I can't review it. It's a conflict of interest. But no, they don't say that. They just go, it's blowing Marvel and DC away. And I go, I think that's colored by the fact that you're friends with this guy. And I think that's unethical
it's colored?
to say that.
Man, Vito.
It's colored.
10 minutes without racism?
It speaks also to their lack of comics knowledge. Like, I know Yellow Flash does read comics, but I'm not sure the other ones actually do, because there are very few writers in the history of comics who started out and they were fantastic. Even Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn, he started as an artist, was an artist for years. And when he started as a writer, I mean, he was under really heavy criticism because he was just starting to write and there was a lot of work there. And that was an issue for him. It's crazy to expect Eric, who he's literally just done 2 books himself, to come out and be amazing. And it's like, it's unreasonable on both Eric that we put this expectation on him. And it's unreasonable for people who are the audience to say that we're not allowed to notice that. Like, if this relationship was honest, there's not really much to complain about, but then there's no way they could do that for drama farming. So
it's all about just, man, again, I don't expect anyone to throw your friend under the bus, but then they go, well, what did you expect? It's his first comic. And I go, aha, say that. I have no problem with you saying that. Okay. Come out and say Eric July made his first comic, and boy, oh boy, did he put his all into it. I can't argue with that. It's like, okay, yeah, the guy tried his best. But instead, we're living in this culture where, first of all, the idea that we've talked about this, that he made a comic, it's like the greatest thing that ever happened. No one else made a comic. Like, oh, well, all these other guys talk shit about comics, but Eric actually went out and made one. Yeah, a lot of people make comics. It's not that big a deal. I'm making a comic, and it's going to suck. No, it's going to be good. But it's not that big a deal that Eric made a comic. It's cool. You want to support him, and he made a lot of money, and that's worth reporting on. You can report on that. But again, this idea that this hype culture that the Emperor has no clothes. It's just not a great comic book. That's it. And I don't know why.
You say hype culture is the biggest problem, Vito?
Hype culture is a very big problem. It might even be the biggest problem in the universe.
Ooh.
And what you Vito. Need to yeah.
Oh, I was just going to. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was going to
say real quick. Let me say real quick. Here's what I want to say is you need to, and you know that you're overhyping this thing. You know it's not nearly as good as you're saying. So when a big fat guy and his crazy conservative friend go on their podcast and say, hey, we read this comic and we think it's dog shit, just go, well, they might have a point, and move along. You don't got to start a fucking war about it and say that we're the busted-ass crackers who hate a strong black man for making a comic book. Oh, they're racist. They're racist. They don't want Eric to succeed. No, his comic just sucks. And just go, yeah, I can see why you would say that. That's reasonable. Okay. Instead, it's become a year-long fucking fight, and it's crazy. Go ahead.
Whoa, are you trying to kill my business, Vito? I'm making good money off this one.
Yeah, I know. You're making more money off this than I do. It's bullshit.
No, I was going to say, me and my buddy Rookie were investigating a video, and it was a speculation video. And some of the comments were hilarious. I sent you one. The speculation ripitards have gone into trying to explain ISOM 1. His power set is hilarious. You'll enjoy it.
Okay, did you send that to me on Twitter? Or
yeah.
Put it in the private chat of this.
No, it's a picture.
StreamYard. Oh, it's a picture. Okay, well, I'll try to bring that up real quick. While I bring that up, let me see if I can bring up something else. Now, famously, Eric July and Ethan Van Sciver were supposed to have a debate on Alex Stein, primetime Alex Stein 99, on his The Blaze show. That was canceled. It was a big hubbub. And now Alex Stein has posted this video explaining that he and Eric July have no beef.
I'm here with the Rippaverse man, Eric July. It's Primetime 99. We've squashed the beef. There's no beef. It was just a misunderstanding. Yeah. So all the haters just shut up. What do you want to tell them, Eric?
Yeah, we got it figured out. We had a nice discussion right outside.
Holy shit. Pause.
Good.
We're A-okay, guys. And go get the Rippaverse today. Ice and...
What am I pausing on?
Yeah. How tall is Alex Stein? 6 feet?
I was thinking that.
Yeah, he's definitely Eric's not that tall.
He's a little guy.
The guy's like 5'4".
That is the most pathetic, un-alpha thing I've ever seen Alex Stein do. He really had to go kiss the ring.
Yeah,
dude, because they both work at the Blaze. He got cucked.
That's the Blaze's token.
It's so sad.
He what do you call it? He's making that Glenn Beck money, and he got cucked. Glenn Beck said, "You better go." Glenn Beck said to him, he said,
"We have
Alex
too much invested in this."
Alex, we only got one black guy. Can't get another one. You know how hard it is to find a black guy who's libertarian, conservative influencer. Okay, it's hard. I don't want to lose this one, so go apologize to him. And I think that's what happened. Is that he had to apologize to the blacks, the Blaze.
Freudian slip.
Oh boy.
I had to apologize to the Blaze's one black guy. Let's finish this video real quick.
Discussion right outside.
The Blaze.
The Blaze at the building, and all is good. So,
We're
Now, real quick, Alex is obviously very up to date on the Rippaverse, and he's very excited about what's coming out.
We're A-OK, guys, and go get the Rippaverse today. Isom 2 coming out.
Yeah.
Isom 2 coming out. Proving that Alex has no interest in rip a stupid comic or what's going on with it at all.
I wonder,
Guys, Isom 2's coming out.
I
Didn't it
wonder
come out,
if he did that
4
on
months
purpose,
ago?
honestly.
He might have, but look at what Eric's wearing. He's wearing a
Carhartt,
Carhartt shirt.
Texas.
Oh, that's very woke.
If you remember, last year they boycotted. All the right wingers boycotted Carhartt over the
Oh,
leaked,
yeah. I
email
remember
from the
that.
CEO.
So is that boycott now over, according to Eric
Boycott
July?
Eric July.
Wow, Eric, I think you were crossing. That's like wearing a Bud Light hoodie. You can't do that.
Isom 2 coming out. My man Eric's the man. We're all good in the hood. All right, peace. I'm here with.
Oh, look.
Isom 2's coming out. It's out, right?
It's coming out. It's been out for months.
This is such a sad display of I got yelled at. I need to go make a peace with this guy. And that just goes against everything I thought Alex Stein was. Like Alex Stein had the biggest balls and would do anything to anybody for the laugh or the gag. And he really just kneeled down and sucked Eric's dick like that on this clip. That is so pathetic.
Yeah, I guess it's weird. It's like he wants to be involved in the drama, but he can't because he works for the Blaze and they have this thing going on. Alex loves all this. He loves the fighting. He wants to be a part of it. And I can tell he's mad.
If he just told everyone they're all fucking idiots.
Okay, of everyone here, I've actually worked in conservative media, and I will tell you that's how it is. Though I
worked in conservative media.
You don't. What they say is you don't crap inside your own house. Like
you got to pull ranks.
That's right. You put it all outside. Once you have any criticism inside, that's when problems start to happen. And that is true of any business, like any working relationship, but it's to an nth degree. It's very, very important that you keep certain people happy and you don't make enemies of certain others.
It just proves the whole con they're doing. It's a total grift where exactly you can't have cracks in the armor of what we're grifting and start fighting each other, which you guys have exposed. And so now Alex realized, even though you and Dick are right and Ethan's right, well, we can't humor that really because it's going to potentially make us lose subscribers.
Oh, how many takes do you think they did on this?
I hope just one, because I hope otherwise I would hope Eric would go, listen, man, can you not say Isom 2 coming out? All right. Can you say Alphacore coming out? That would be better.
Yaira
how much do you Glenn Beck and the Blaze clearly funded Isom, right, Vito?
No, I think that's a good I think it's possible they might have given him a little bit of seed money to pay him. They might have given him a loan or something. But the original Isom, according to Eric, he spent $300,000. I think he's dumb enough to spend $300,000 making one comic.
But where the hell did he get it?
He's got YouTube money, right? He's got Blaze money.
You say that, Vito, but let me posit this, Vito.
Yeah.
Eric July's mother was sued and taken to court, and because they couldn't pay a bill for like a credit card, but he had $300,000 laying around to somehow start a comic book company.
It's possible he got a loan. It's possible, it was a loan situation where he had to pay somebody back.
He was working at fucking
Best Buy, was it?
Yeah.
Planet Fitness?
Fitness. Yeah. Planet Fitness.
All right.
It was all the backwards revenue.
Here's the thing. I think if Eric July goes, look, I'm going to make a comic book, and he can point at other, YouTuber guys who have made comic books and made money, I think it's very possible he could go to somebody and get a loan. And maybe he got a loan from Glenn Beck or something else. And he said, look, I'll pay it back.
He got a loan.
Yeah. It's also stupid because he could have just crowdfunded it, but whatever. Apparently, crowdfunding's the worst thing that ever happened to anybody. I guess the point is,
Alex. He's amazing.
Love Alex Stein.
He's a great guy, dude. He's so good. His whole strategy is he just gets people on the record and he asks us a few stupid things, and then they just kind of expose how ridiculous they're. They had the redheaded libertarian a week or two back. He was completely polite, like he really wasn't that bad at all, and it just shattered because it's like it just shows how ridiculous that some of these people are. And I love that. I love his kind of style.
Only he had Eric July and did that to him.
He's a fun, classy guy, that Alex Stein.
I want to see. Well, I've actually known. I think I've mentioned this before that I knew Alex Stein like 10 years ago. So when he started blowing up, I was the one I got him on the Dick Show. I got him to go on Ethan Ralph's show or whatever else, which maybe hurt him or I don't know, whatever. I was getting him a couple appearances there. So me and Alex it's not like we talk. Obviously, we're very different people. I think Alex Stein has what do you even say? I mean, he's willing to do anything. It's incredible. You watch some of my old videos where I go out in public and I, fuck with people, and everyone's like, "Oh, Vito, you should do more of that." And I'm like, you do not understand that in between takes, I'm sweating bullets. Like, oh my God, what am I doing here? This is going to be insane. I'm going to get beat up, whatever else.
You just need Pepsi.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, what do you call it? I'm trying to find this clip right now.
Well, you want good ratings? Convince Alex Stein to put you on so you can promote Super Killer on his show, which is on the Blaze Networks, which would be an insult to Eric July. Everyone will be watching. I think
Vito has been on Alex Stein's show, right?
I want but he does it now. But what do you call it? We could have, man. All right. It turned into like an ambush, and I'm like, all right. I mean, I'll play along. That's fine. But I wanted Alex to. I think he's got so much potential, and he just, man. I tried to pitch him some like, you know what? This is going to be me sounding like I'm micromanaging him. So you know what? Alex is doing everything right. I was trying to find this clip of Alex Stein.
Everybody, Jesus, Vito.
No, it's just I want him to be like
the very best.
You want everyone to be the way you want them to be.
What's the name of that show on Adult Swim with the black guy? Eric Andre.
Helpful.
I think Alex Stein has what it takes to be like a right-wing Eric Andre, but you need guys to write like bits. Like at a certain point, going to the what do you call it? Going to the town meeting and pretending to be trans. I'm like, yeah, I've seen that, but like, there's like so much other stuff you could do. I do love though, because again, I've known Alex for 10 years, and I knew him as the host of his own show, Conspiracy Castle, where every week they talk about why a certain event in American history didn't actually happen or was the result of Israel. So I love that he's continued with that.
We need a partner. Okay, rapid fire question: was the moon landing real or fake, Vivek?
Was the what, moon landing?
Real or fake?
I have no evidence to suggest it was fake, so I'm gonna assume it was real.
Okay, 9/11 inside job or exactly how the government tells us?
I don't believe the government has told us the truth. Again, I'm driven by evidence and data. What I've seen in the last several years is we have to be skeptical of what the government does tell us. I haven't seen evidence to the contrary, but do I believe everything the government told us about it? Absolutely not.
That's two questions.
9/11.
Still, he'll bring up 9/11 every chance he gets. It's like his favorite thing.
Did you ever see his interview with Alan Dershowitz?
No. I was actually trying to find him and Roseanne. So if anyone has him trying to talk to Roseanne about 9/11 and she's like, well, I don't know about that, Alex. That sounds kind of crazy. I was like, even Roseanne is realizing, wow, Alex Stein can be a bit much. Here, let me see. Is this the clip here? This is Alex Stein talking to Roseanne.
Talk about Operation Northwoods, which was a plan during the Cuban Missile Crisis to hijack planes, fly them into buildings in Miami to start a war with Cuba. And that's the same declassified plan to a T that we used on 9/11.
That we used on 9/11.
And I like how, I mean, we're probably really going to get in trouble.
Who cares? Let's go for it.
I'm going to say a prayer.
Please.
Roseanne has to give a prayer because she knows she's going to get canceled if this clip ever gets
No.
play it
He
anywhere.
said George Bush didn't.
Oh, I taught my grandson to say that. That was one of his first sentences.
Anyway, Alex is having the time of his life. I do love him. What a rapscallion he is.
What a little
And it is sad that they are holding him down
in the warehouse.
Yeah, and forcing him to celebrate
that's
Eric
woke, isn't
July's
it?
warehouse.
They're promoting the black man ahead of the talented, smart white man. I think the Blaze has gone woke.
I think that's the thing is like
Plus,
these
he's
guys,
got the last name Stein. You'd think that'd get you farther.
look, these guys are everything they claim to hate. That's what drives me nuts is the hypocrisy. It's like, just say he's our friend and we don't want to say anything bad about him. Because then you're not being a hypocrite. Then I can go, okay, I understand that. You know, I have friends come to me and they go, check out my comic. It's about a little blue furry thing. And I go, yeah, it's great. I love it. I guess it's the best fucking thing I ever read in my life. I get it. No, George, I love you shit. Eric did post this clip, the importance of Alphacore, why Alphacore is important to the Rippaverse. Do we want to watch this real quick? Hear what that's about? Let's find out why the Alphacore is so important.
Going on with the Rippaverse. It takes up all of my time.
Who cares?
For the most part, and I don't have time to be
You really care?
streaming and doing all that.
I
stuff
want to know.
I got to get you books. I got to get you merchandise. I got to get you stuff that we're doing with the Riververse Studios. Just so much that we're working on. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for all the continued support. We are having a blast here as a company, man, and we want to keep grinding. We want to keep being great. Okay, let me start by discussing, of course, Alphacore. So, as you all know, Alphacore's campaign ended on Sunday, and well, technically Saturday, but going into Sunday midnight. Alphacore number one, it ended at $1.3 million.
Hey guys, I got to drop off, but thank you for letting me be on the show.
Good having you.
Oh, as soon as we're talking to Eric July, Pete's like, I gotta go, guys. Call me in.
Oh no, yeah, no. If I end up being canceled, I'm gonna blame Tony.
You're not gonna get canceled. Look, hold on, real quick, Pete. Give us a plug. Where can we find you?
Culturescape, the show that interviews the geek creators that help influence and create nerd culture. It's a fun show. We talk with actual people who've actually done things and not just complain. It's an awesome show. We've had crazy people like Frost. We've had right-wing people like Chuck Dixon. I have a really insane guest coming on next week that I think is going to blow people's
Are you
minds,
allowed to call Frost crazy?
I like Frost a lot.
I call her
she's
sexy.
crazy. I think she's wonderful, but people tell me
She's a wonderful
crazy.
lady.
She's
All right.
a wonderful lady.
Well,
You
check
got
out
that
all
trailer
Pete's
trash
stuff.
look going.
Trailer trash. I do think she's a good looking lady.
Okay. See you guys.
All right, Pete, have fun. That's Pete from Culturescaped. And then I just think I clicked the button and removed Tony by accident. There's Tony. TJ Laser is also here. Hey, TJ.
That's right. I'm here to defend the honor of Hargrave.
Oh, son of a bitch. I forgot all about that. Sorry, Hargrave. I'm here to defend your honor, too.
Well, everyone's honor will be defended. Here tonight, let's find out why the
you all
Alphacore
for the
is
continued
important.
support.
Do you really
You
care,
are, man.
Vito?
We are living a dream,
I
right?
want to know like what.
So you are obsessed with him?
Oh, absolutely.
The name of the show is Tuesday Night Grift, Andy. We got to grift. Even if we don't care, we
Andy,
have to talk about it.
When the premier black influencer of the modern age says he's going to sue me into the ground for making fun of him, yeah, you get a little bit emotionally invested. You know, you go, huh, all right. I also just think comic books are, I find this all interesting. Look, I've said it before.
All right, I'll shut up. Fair enough.
I like
Answer.
comic books.
I
now.
apologize.
We have legends that work here. We have new folks that work here as well that have, they've gotten an opportunity. For example, our fan art contest winner, Michael, he's working on some stuff, NDA.
Wow.
But this really was an important thing for us. This was a important release, an important book altogether. And you've heard me discuss it before. First non-ISON book, there's going to be uncertainty. You never know how these properties, you can have an idea. I don't want to say you never know. You can have a general idea, but how well these are going to perform, you can't possibly predict that. So for us to have...
Well, it performed kind of bad compared to the other ones, right?
Very bad. He
Here's
lost
the
like
question.
7,000
non-ISON book.
purchases.
I get the feeling that Eric July thought this would do better. And I can tell you that because, again, his stretch goals are like, well, we'll definitely hit 2 million, and then I can promise people future animation or whatever else. And we might even get to 4 million. I can do a statue. This doesn't come anywhere close to any of that.
You know what this video is, right? This is a rally call because the comic is still on sale. He's going to end up saying, "Don't worry, guys, you can still buy it." He wants his fans to watch this and learn that Alphacore is important. You need to buy Alphacore because it's important to keep my business afloat. Guys, give me more money.
That's a good point. So did anything stop being sold because the campaign's over?
No.
Were certain covers campaign exclusive? He stopped doing that because he fucked that up last time.
I think the CGC ones just because he ran out. But he'll probably get more because he keeps getting more CGC covers. He's like, well, fuck it. I got these regular ones. Throw them in a fucking clamshell and raise the price.
Well, hold on real quick. I want to see, share this tab. So here's the Rippaverse store. Alphacore #1, so you can get any cover you want. The Alphacore poster still available. The T-shirt's still available. So what is the point now of the campaign? What is this?
You notice what's not available, Vito?
Yeah.
The ISOM hat is no longer available.
The ISOM hat is because he's not allowed to call it ISOM anymore. We know this. So at this point, the campaign exists just to build fake hype and sell these stupid CGC slabbed covers to people who are insane and think that it's worth spending $100 on this.
Well, he's going to stop doing campaigns, he said, after Yaira. That's it, last campaign.
Okay, well, that's good.
So he doesn't further embarrass himself, huh?
So but he's going to see the numbers anymore.
He's going to see a big drop off. See, this is why you don't do 3 or 4 or 5 series. Is like every time Ethan does a campaign, it's kind of exciting. Oh, a new Ethan Van Sciver comics here. This, you're running into the problem Marvel and DC has, where it's like it's a new X-Men book. And you're like, I've read those already. And what's exciting about this? You got 8 of these coming out every year. You're going to lose a lot of the excitement. You're not going to see 1.3 million. Do you think Yaira will do better or worse than the Alphacore? You think better?
Yeah.
It's a girl.
With the Saskas, it's going to be worse.
I say worse. After all what's happening now and the way people are turning on Eric, like a lot of his fans are turning on him as we speak. I say worse.
I think it's going to come down to
the Saska sisters hate going around because I think a lot of the Eric fans do not like them. So that could affect it in a major way and make it kind of go down the shitter. Because if you don't like them, you're not going to buy that book.
Well, here's the problem when you tell me 2 ladies are writing the lady book, is I go, that's fun. First of all, can we just say that the Saska sisters are creepy looking motherfuckers? Like, do I have to lie about that?
No, I said they're not attractive. Everyone keeps saying the sexy Saskas. I'm like, they're not really attractive.
This is like
old librarians, but
they look like
ugly.
They are, yeah.
They look like your aunt, your drunk aunt.
This is them from this
the
is
one
them
that gives you alcohol at the party.
This is them from 8 years ago. Look, 8 years ago, I'd say, all right, fine, all right, this ain't too bad, but I don't know. But then you get them, whatever. I'm being mean. I think this is the pretty one. Do you think when they go to parties, they know that this is the pretty one? And she's got kind of like a.
Which one's the pretty one?
The one on the right. Oh, sorry, I didn't go to the new picture. I think she's the pretty one on the right. It might just be that.
They look like Divine.
I think the one on the left. That's not a Saska. I think she's a pretty one.
They both look like what?
Cheating. That's cheating.
They both look like the skinny Discord female moderator.
They look trans.
They got a big forehead.
All right, well, now we're just
the one with the boxy draw.
Guys, here's how we should actually remember them as. Why do they look evil? Why don't you make them look nice?
Because
have you ever noticed everybody?
They're twisted.
Everybody that's illustrated for the Ripa credits all have that little smirk.
Yeah. All right. So the Saskas, look, I'm gonna say. Here's what the point I was gonna make is. It's fun to have ladies make a thing, but I want a guy to make the lady comic because then I know he's gonna like have their bits hanging out a little bit. When I read those Japanese comics, those old perverted Japanese men have their superheroines in all sorts of uncompromising situations.
Like the one drawing the cover for Super Killer, right?
Like the one drawing the cover for Super Killer. He goes a little too far. I had to rein that guy in a little bit. Anyway, all right. So the importance of Alphacore.
The third. Even though it's a complete change of pace from ISOM, yes, they were introducing ISOM #1, but this is a different animal. So for it to be our $3 million campaign in a row, by the way, is quite the thing because, like I said, it was a lot of uncertainty there, and this is a big project. Obviously, having Chuck Dixon there, Joe Bennett as well, 2 legends, 2 just professionals. Let's call them what it is that they are.
They're professionals. They didn't help at all.
Be a part of the growth of the Rippaverse. They have a lot of projects that they're working on here as well. So this really cemented their presence within the Rippaverse as a company. And they deserve all the admiration and support.
One thing that drives me nuts about Eric is it's like, why don't you just talk to me like you would talk to somebody in your house, you know? Like, yeah, I'm really
excited. The way he talks to people at his house.
Is that how he talks to normal people?
Probably.
He goes, well, let's call them what they are. They're professionals. And the thing about professionals is they work very professionality. And I like professionals. And Chuck Dixon, what a rock star. And all my lawyers are rock stars, and everybody's a rock star. I'm like, Eric, just say hi. Just he's always in this I don't even know what you call it, like carnival marker mode. He's always announcing something. Now I'm doing it.
It's what it is.
This Eric July.
Love that has been thrown their way. Some people are calling Alphacore the best book that we've released thus far. And that is the type of feedback that we look forward to, because it really does signify where we're going as a company. But also, look, the official.
It looks like what?
I say you don't sound happy about that. People calling this the best book. That means they're saying this is better than the stuff that he wrote. You don't look excited to admit that.
I think he's realized that. Look, I still don't think he wrote ISOM. Okay, I really don't. I think, or if he wrote it with like severe help from like a ghostwriter, maybe this Carol Brown lady or whatever.
I think he wrote the story. Carol Brown scripted it, and then he went back and filled in the word balloons.
Yes, I think he went and made the characters sound dumber and stupider. And he did a very good job of that.
He's like, why is this character explaining stuff? It's not vague enough. You got to take out all these direct words. We put pronouns. We put vagueness. It is what it is.
Oh, yeah. When Ethan was ripping apart the comic the other day, what is it? The lady at the beginning is like, is it the merger you're worried about? You know, oftentimes I've seen you distressed, but at this point in time, you seem quite perturbed. And I'm like, no one talks like this, Eric.
Just he uses a lot. This is the most official release we've had. That's why I call it the best
white.
He's trying to write white. This is how he thinks of white people. They always using a bunch of words and talking about mergers. Yeah, mergers and feelings. Whereas ISOM is down to business. Yeah, he knows white culture.
At least because we didn't have the side issues. We didn't have some of these problems that we had in the past. And we were able to, when we did get some issues, we were able to resolve those pretty quickly because we've learned from the previous things that we have done. So stuff that did work, stuff that didn't work. We make sure that we got all of that stuff rocking.
Okay, so he's basically happy that his website didn't break during the 3 months he sold the comic, which doesn't matter. It's like you got 3 months. If it goes down for a day, it's not a big deal.
We just hold on to your butts.
Hold on to my butt.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So thank you all. I just wanted to say.
All right, he's thanking us. Look, there's nothing here.
Okay. What was important about Alphacore?
Yeah, what was important about Alphacore? Well, what was important was that he's streamlined. Again, it's not saying like, well, this just proves that we have like a great creative team. He goes, the website didn't go down. The place where you give us money. That's what's important about Alphacore.
See, what it is we got these Alphacore hoodies.
When I see that title, I'm like, oh, he's going to give me like a tidbit about like what to expect with the characters in the universe. No, it's conceptual.
Yes, exactly. This is what drives me nuts. And everyone goes, I don't understand how you're not watching these videos with Eric. And I'm like, because he doesn't say anything interesting. At no point does he go, I'm so excited about Alphacore. As we saw in Alphacore 1, Braxwell gained this ability, and we learned about their relationship. I have a lot of exciting places I want to take these characters. And I'm looking at some of the feedback about some of their costumes, some of the new characters. Maybe there's ways we can expand the universe there. Instead, he goes, we made 1.3 million, and that's really exciting because I like money. And also the website didn't break, and that's also exciting because that's how I make the money. And you're like, man. And meanwhile,
World Renowned in the chat says, "Oh my God, are you watching EVS right now?" He's talking.
He's talking to Alex Stein.
Oh, snipe him!
Hold on, we got to EFAP this. 3,000 people watch. All right, hold on. Oh my God!
All there is to it.
There he is.
And I saw you push that fucking transgender activist by the face and you fell on his ass. I have tons of respect for you. You did everything right, okay? So you and I are cool.
That's all I want to be is cool. And like I said, we're gonna when this cools down, like in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we'll just come on. We'll talk about it. We'll squash it publicly. You and I. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
You're a busy man, dude. You better not stop. You better not turn off your computer until you get 0 live viewers because you're hot as shite right now. Everybody would kill. But dude, people don't realize this. And this is another thing to Eric July. To have 3,000 live viewers regularly is worth $1 million.
3,000.
If you can play it, if you can monetize it right, that's worth about $1 million. What the audience might not realize. So you're a very wealthy man doing this, Ethan, right now. I don't know how your finances are, but I know these months.
I got money. I'm okay. I'm just doing this for fun.
Your AdSense is good. The super chats are good, and so you're not going to stop. You know this, and I'm not calling out like you're saying. If I were you, I would keep going. If I was Eric, I would keep going because I don't think it's super serious. But it is serious between y'all. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm the bad guy. I am bad. Like I know
you're not the bad guy. You did not.
That looks drunk.
What you do? You're Jerry Springer. You are David Letterman.
He might
You're
be drunk. He might be a little
playing the role that you were meant to play. And
That's
people.
what happens after you get yelled at by Beck. You get a couple drinks in you.
I'm your friend. I love
What's
Scotch
that?
Earth.
No, we can interrupt him a little bit. What are we thinking about this, guys? He's giving Alex an out. I don't know if he wants to be friends with Alex. I think that makes sense.
I think he recognizes that Alex Stein ultimately isn't the bad guy here to him, in this scenario.
Well, this is a slap in the face to Eric July right now.
I was going to say, Ethan loves
him
it
being here.
Eric must be so upset that now he's there after making that cuck video. Now Alex is quickly making it up with him as well.
Yeah.
Well, somebody
he's on
makes
the phone with Glenn
point.
Beck again.
Right? Eric, you need to follow through with him and follow who he needs, or you're out.
Because Alex Stein's not. Look, here's what I'm going to say about Alex Stein. I don't think he's a dummy. I think he knows that video makes him look like a fucking loser that is like bending over backwards to make Eric July happy. And I think look, guys, he's got 3,000 people watching. Okay, that's fucking insane numbers. That's nuts.
That could be you, but you bottom out.
It can't be 5,000 today, Vito. I mean, you just gotta stop talking about Eric and find something more exciting.
He's talking about Eric, and he's got 3,000 people watching. What are you talking about?
He's got Alex Stein.
Yeah, but he's got a sight on Eric, and he kept going. He didn't start with 3,000. When he started this, it was like 1,000 people. He added 2,000 because he continued.
Does this have to be a lecture about me right now? Is that what we're doing? Can we focus on anything
How many
else?
people are watching you?
Is it
I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're having tons of fun. That's all that matters. Look, somebody told me. I want to see how he brought him on. Okay, we're going back a little bit. We're not going to do it. It's not exactly live, but let's see Alex Stein coming on with EVS. Let's see.
Yeah, it just wasn't my thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Stein. What's up, man?
So, yeah, dude, you got me famous on the internet, and I see that you have 3,000 live viewers, and I'm such a fame whore. I have to get on this. Dude, you got my name in there, dude. I gotta squash the.
You're always welcome. Now, first of all, you should know, Alex, I have no beef with you at all.
What? And
None.
I know that.
Okay.
I know that.
Chicken.
I'm not mad.
And to be honest, the situation, I have to. Listen, I want to sit here and talk all night about it.
Oh man, why do I get the feeling he's watching what he says? He knows Glenn Beck. Daddy Glenn is watching. You can't say anything bad about Eric.
But let's be real. I was trying to set up a debate. I was trying to cause drama, stir it up.
Yeah.
You love. And listen, this is one thing I also didn't realize. Ethan, you have 3,000 live viewers right now on YouTube watching you bash Eric July.
He loves the numbers.
That's insane.
He loves
people
the numbers.
work all day long to try to get that audience, and all you have to do is it's called fading somebody. People fade me. So this is what I'm saying. I'm also empathetic because I have people that kind of make their content about me. So what I'm saying is I am in the wrong, and really I don't even think what you're doing is really that wrong. Criticizing him, I'm not saying that. But me trying to stir the shit with him, who is an employee where I work.
Oh, he fucking admits it, dude.
Oh, he
Not
said
a contractor.
it. There it is.
Straight.
I'm gonna have some videos to make off of this interview.
He's basically saying Eric is protected. Eric's protected. He works at the Blaze. I work at the Blaze, and the rule is. The Blaze talent is protected, especially again Eric July, because where are you going to find another Eric July?
Glenn Beck.
Wow, I mean, at least he's saying it. I don't know if
I will take back what I said to Alex. I feel like Alex was just very honest there. That wasn't. I'm glad he at least did that. And Eric will not like that he did this.
Well, this is better. This is better than the video where he goes, "We're all buddies. No, you're not buddies.
No, you're coworkers.
Had to put out. Yeah, your coworkers. You had.
He fucked Alex Stein. Alex Stein was set to make so much fucking money from having EVS.
That debate would have been huge.
Yeah, but not just the debate. Even just having
it's
EVS
not late.
Wait, even what?
It's still
even just having
EVS can
EVS
still happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, it's definitely not going to happen because Eric knows that he's a big dummy, and if he gets in a debate with anybody, he loses. When he went on Ricada, and it made everybody realize, oh my God, why did I give this guy money to make a comic book? He's a moron.
Why did you do that, dude? What were you doing? Did you realize it when you were doing it? I mean, did you realize that, like, this is going to cause some conflict here? Because the way you put it across, and you got to know who Eric July is. Eric July has zero sense of humor. Zero.
I think Alex. Okay, look, I think Alex did go into this like, oh, Eric July, can throw shit, and he's got a sense of humor about himself. I mean, Alex really just thought this is two guys making comics, and they're gonna have a little fight.
Two guys doing YouTube stuff. Yeah, it's just YouTube back and forth. And again,
Dick
like I was saying,
gonna love this. Yeah,
it screws Alex twice because Alex gets screwed out of the debate money he would have got, but also they canceled Ethan, so he didn't even have Ethan. If he would have had Ethan on after Eric July chickened out, he still would have been standing to make a lot of money from people seeing the aftermath of Eric not being there. So he basically said, "You're not going to make money off of me, and I'm not going to let you make money off of having Ethan on your show. Now you're going to have some boring ass show no one watched."
It hurts his credibility. It's like, now we know, hey, Alex Stein, he's the guy who takes it to everybody except anybody who works at the Blaze. They are protected, and Alex is on a leash. And I feel, like I can't even hold that against Alex. Look, he's got to play the game. He's got a TV show that's being paid for. He doesn't want to lose it. But it's like who was it? Letterman back in the day. They told him you're not allowed to talk shit about, I don't know, the General Electric strike or something. His biggest scandal when he said, fuck you, I'll talk about it. I don't care that they're an advertiser. Alex obviously doesn't have that kind of power. He doesn't have that kind of money in the bank. He can't get away with that. So it's a sad situation. Sad situation.
Wow. So sad. I weep for Eric July.
And I remember, sorry to
oh man, he's kind of talking a little bit of shit about Eric July there, saying that Eric's lost his edge, that he's running, that he's being kind of a bitch. He's not 2019 Eric July anymore.
2018.
Remember?
Well, I'm not in the comics gate. I'm friends with Cecil and Anna, but that's about my closest connection. And listen, there's a lot to be jealous of with Eric, dude. He's had instant success for people like you that's worked a lot longer in the industry. So there's a lot of real reasons why people should feel animosity towards him. And listen, he's not perfect. Well, you don't think so? You don't think people feel animosity?
Set him straight.
No, not for the success, Alex. I think everybody was happy for his success, including myself, and I worked to promote him and to see that he did well. I think the animosity comes from his subsequent actions, which is one. The main thing is he's coming after crowdfunding. Now, I want you to understand, this is a guy who magically came up with $200,000 to make his own comics.
I want to make a point here. This is actually worse for Eric than if Ethan had just gone on Alex's show.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because now Ethan has 3,000 people watching, and he has full control. Alex does not control the stage. Does not control the conversation.
They're not at the Blaze.
It's Ethan's stage now.
He should have said, you know what? I'm not going to appear. Actually, something come up with an excuse. Say, I know this sounds like a cope, but honestly, I can't do a debate tonight. My girlfriend's sick. I got to take her to the hospital. Whatever.
He's got a wife,
Yeah, his wife. Yeah, exactly. Okay. But say, you know what? Ethan can go on if he wants to talk a little bit of trash. That's fine. It'll be a 15-minute segment, whatever else. Instead, he has this. That's the funny thing about Eric July is every decision he makes backfires and makes things worse for him.
He's the
right.
Coyote.
Every time.
He always makes the wrong decision.
I need to go on Nick Ricada's stream and explain my side of the fucking
Charity
thing.
scam.
Yeah.
What it is,
Okay.
what it
So how
is.
much do you charge for these charity books?
See, what
More
it
than what I was
is.
giving to charity. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Why are you
Don't
saying
talk.
these things? Yeah. So Ethan says again he's trashing crowdfunding, which he is, because the crowdfunding model is the books aren't done yet. Sometimes it takes time to get them done. Eric said that he's not trashing crowdfunding. I think he is.
To start out before he even sold them. There's nobody in this space who can afford to do that. Anybody who has $200,000 is not going to spend it making comics. They're going to spend it buying a house, making a life, starting a real business. Out who are using crowdfunding to make good comics. I'm learning how to do this. Or
All right,
I
here
don't
we
think
go.
he knows how to make comics. Alex, he
Wait, he doesn't know how to make comics? All right, this is getting animated. Alex is getting into it.
First you
Hold
skipped
on.
it ahead, and now we're going back, Vito. Come on,
Well, no, I just want to get to the part where apparently it gets contentious here. It's
trying to close the door on crowdfunding, which will essentially make him the only game in town. Alex, I cannot tolerate that. That is not something that I'm going to sit and put up with. Not something that I'm not going to clap back on him about, because I represent a whole lot of people who use crowdfunding to make good comics, not shitty comics. And that's the main debate. Now, that's the main problem that we're.
Alex is reserving comment
Alex
on that.
is smiling, yeah.
Alex is like, uh-oh. He's getting, dude, he's in so much trouble. I don't know what.
This the moment.
I don't know what Ben Beck is going to say.
Honestly, you should play the clip with Eric, because it sound he just did that so fake and like, hey, check out Isom 2 coming, and yay, I'm doing what I'm told.
Yeah,
and
this is.
Alex should just turn his camera off, just disconnected. Like, I don't know, something happened.
Yeah, this is a classic moment, right? Classic moment.
We went from Eric July is my friend. Here we go. Best friends.
Here with the Rippaverse, man. Eric July. It's Primetime 99. We've squashed the beef. There's no beef. It was just a misunderstanding. Shut up. What do you want to tell him, Eric?
Yeah, we got it figured out. We had a nice discussion right outside.
Why do I get the feeling that we got it figured out? That ain't not anymore. We unfigured it out. Now we got a beef again.
Yeah, this aged well.
Here we are.
We're A-okay, guys. And go get the Rippaverse today. Isom 2 coming out.
Here's what I don't get, Vito. What was the point of pointing out that they were outside the blaze?
Because
I don't know.
Rip had to take
man.
him outside, you know?
They gotta promote. I'm just gonna say the look on Alex's face where he went, "Oh, I thought I'd like come in real quick and get out." I didn't realize Ethan was gonna, tell everybody how much fucking Eric's comic sucks with me here listening to it.
Alex is moving
Girl
up
has
the
no
list.
name. He's back on the list.
We're good.
I'm
Now,
back on the list.
with
He's
Eric.
up.
Now I can show up with EVS.
Look, I'm going frame by frame. He's like, "Oh, what did I do? I shouldn't be here."
Like that Simpsons episode, you can see his heart breaking.
no. You can see the exact moment his heart rips in half. What he goes?
Yeah.
What is Eric? What is Ethan saying? Oh,
It's at
fuck.
this moment, Alex.
Oh, I'm gonna lose my fucking job. God damn it.
I'm Alex Stein. You're probably wondering how I got in this position.
You're probably wondering how I got here. All right, hold on.
Having Alex. That's the main butting of heads.
Ethan, listen to yourself. You're a talented artist, and you give a fuck.
Yes.
I know
Of
we do,
course.
but it's not going to kill crowdfunding. You're smarter than that. And who gives a fuck how somebody raises money for a comic book? And this is another thing, and I have to call this out, which is just my personal opinion. The chat could beat me up for this. But if he made a comic book of corporate clip art and he sold 1 million copies of it, who gives a shit? Like, why can't I'm saying
Because all his friends would say Eric July is a genius, and if you tell them they're wrong, you're insulting a proud black businessman, and you're a threat to the parallel economy.
I think it's
Like
worse
Eric,
than that.
whatever he wants to do to make money, but we're allowed to talk about it open and honestly. That's what these guys don't get. We want to be able to say Eric July's comic sucks and have it not set the fucking internet on fire and start a civil war. How crazy
I
is
want
that?
all the war. I want the civil. No, the
To
problem
me,
is
it's
that
an
Eric's
issue
a-
of greed.
Oh,
Go ahead,
hold on,
sorry.
man. Let me get in here real quick, because the problem is Eric July creates this comic book with clip art. He puts it out. He makes all kind of fucking money, and then idiots who want to make comic books see that and they go, "Oh, that must be the way." So they stop doing the right thing. Drawing the comic, doing good stories, actually focusing on the craft and figuring out how to make a comic book. They just follow the Eric July method, thinking they're gonna make money like him, and then they don't, and then we lose indie comics. You lose it.
Leighton, you had something you wanted to say there real quick?
It's important for people to have creative morals. If you don't, then the whole thing goes down the shitter real quick. And I think you can go look at like historically different points in art, different areas of creative ventures that happened in. And so I think you have to have those morals set up. And so like it's same thing with like the AI stuff with Shadiversity. I talked about that stuff when it was going on. I think it's a similar argument. You have to have those morals, otherwise, like you're gonna.
Otherwise,
get
you end up
like,
making
how it is.
creepy art of your wife's giant head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I was trying to find the picture real quick. Yeah, look at
great.
hold on. Of course, this is what you end up with. You end up with Alex,
God.
Shad, and his wife's giant football helmet head. Real quick, I do want to read a couple super chats so people know that we are seeing them. James Gardner, get on the scale. Just joking. Everyone loves Vito. Frogs and bunnies in the chat. Thank you very much. James Gardner for 10. It is what it is, but go harder, buddy, and get him it is. Pete Tongs here. He says, my ear holes rejoice. Grift me, daddy. Oh, you're getting grifted, baby. It's happening. I did not know the Grift we were going to have all this content tonight. Pilgrim Media for 2. Vito, I enjoy it. Grift and shtick. You are funny. That's the best compliment you can get. JW for 2 says, enjoy the show. I think we will. We got a good show here. And, all right, let's see. So right now, Alex is saying, what does it matter? The man made money. Leave him alone. Let's see how Ethan responds to that.
Even I mean, well, why does the art matter if people want to buy it? Does that make sense? Like, what is it? What does it matter if it's computer generated?
It's not about, I don't think people understand. I don't think he knows how to make comics. Alex, he has no idea. This is important to me. It's important to my friends. We spend our lives learning how to do this.
It's a comic book.
At the end of the day,
You're not going to win with that argument.
It's art, right? I mean, so it can be, is it not? I don't know. I just would consider comic book kind of artistic. It's a book. Like anybody can write a normal book. Like who can write a comic book? Anybody can be an author.
Okay, that's bullshit, man. It's not a comic book. There's so much work behind it.
Alex floundering a little bit here. I don't know what matters. It's just a comic book. It's just a comic. Yeah, and it's
you nerd.
I mean, I mentioned this on one of the streams I was on with Tony about how I was looking into the process of putting together a comic book. And one of the things that I started going through was like learning how to do an outline, learning how to do the beginning of it, getting your story written, right? Like how should it sound and be in the first place? And you realize how much individual things separate in the art world are involved to get it together, to collaborate, to get that thing even just started, let alone to an actual book. And what I think you were running into here is the difference between, again, like morally correct art, things that we as a fan base should be supportive of, versus clipping stuff out of a program, dropping it on the page, and then selling it to your audience. Those have to be two separate things. Because to me, if they become one thing, then this whole everybody is as worse off for it.
Hold on a sec. Sorry, Tony.
George, always.
I got to interrupt. You know what? The professional world did clip arts and sold it to the world. The Star Trek, Star Trek 2, the newspaper strip, it was all full of clip art. It was
Paper Mario.
They literally, if you go look for Star Trek 2 newspaper strips, you'll quickly discover that they reused the Enterprise, they reused Kirk, Spock, everybody. It was just clip art.
I think Star Trek did that a bunch in film. As far as the shows goes, they would reuse explosions and stuff.
Yeah, but that's
kind of on brand.
That's animation. We're talking about in publishing.
Yeah.
Well,
welcome
the
to
same argument.
Star Trek stream, everybody, where all the hot Star Trek news. Here's what I want to say. Here's the problem with what Alex is saying. He's saying none of this matters. It's not important. It's just a comic book. Okay, that's a good argument, but Eric's making the opposite argument. He's saying this matters very, very much. This is the parallel economy. This is proving that conservatives can make media without the liberal gatekeepers, that we can overcome wokeness. Again, it would be one thing if it was just a guy who said, hey, I'm a dumb YouTuber and I made a shitty comic and you guys like me and you want to buy it. That's my shtick. That's what I do, right? I'm a dumb moron idiot, and whatever. Give me money, because otherwise I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. There, okay. Buy my comic. That's my shtick.
Yeah.
Eric's shtick
Okay.
is where to
That's
save the
definitely gonna
fucking
get clipped,
universe.
Vito.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
good.
wait a minute. Just a comic book that actually pays for your food, for your shelter, your clothing?
Have you seen his DoorDash?
this one-
His
this one
comic
will.
ain't paying for it.
this one's paying for a good amount of stuff, man. I'm very happy with it. I do other stuff as well. The podcast is doing very well. Point is, Eric, my pitch is buy my comic because I want to make comics. Honestly, I just want to make comics. It's fun. Eric's pitch is I want to make comics, but also I want to save the fucking world. And that's why Alex Stein right now, it's like, well, why does any of this matter? And it's like, yeah, okay, go tell that to Eric. Bring Eric on your show and have him explain why the parallel economy is so important, why overcoming wokeness is so important, and then tell him to his face, I think it's just a fucking comic book and you should calm the fuck down. That would be a fine discussion. I'd like to see that.
It's serious business. But this goes back to like when you give a elephant a paintbrush and you call that shit art. It's not real art, right? It's fake art. And that's what Eric July is selling you, fake art. He's selling you fucking chimpanzees who smear shit all over a canvas, and you go, hey, this is beautiful fucking outsider art. No, Eric, it's garbage.
I do have to address someone in the chat real quick. Whenever somebody asks a question about my set, are those ramen noodles on his shelf?
Yes.
These are the Dissidia limited edition Final Fantasy Cup noodles. And I wish I had a protective box to keep them in, because look at that.
Where the hell did you get that?
I got them at the dollar store like 5 years ago. I was like, oh my God, Cloud Cup noodles. I need that with exclusive downloadable codes.
If I was in the dollar store and saw that, I'd have definitely bought it.
Dude, I definitely had to buy the Final Fantasy Cup noodles. I was like, that's just cool. I want to own that. I also have the Battle Angel Alita Amazon. What is it called?
Amazonian?
No, fucking Arizona iced tea can. I always like when food products have my favorite weird, obscure Japanese franchises on them. All right, let's get this. Let's get this.
Well,
Why
that's
does
the
this
whole
matter?
point. We want to make it so that anybody can do it. We don't want to make it so that only wealthy people who have $200,000 at their disposal can do it. You understand? And yes, it is comic books, and it might not be important to you because you're not a comic book fan. You're not somebody who works in comics. It's what I do. And it's why all my friends exist. We love doing this. It's important. Spent decades learning how to do this. And crowdfunding is amazing. It lets anybody do it too. They don't have to work for Marvel or DC. They don't have to ask for anyone's approval. They don't have to ask for Eric's approval at all. That's wonderful.
How does Eric even mess up crowdfunding? Explain that. I don't understand.
Eric puts out videos with multiple views, like thousands and thousands of views, calling crowdfunding essentially a grift.
Well, who cares? But does that affect crowdfunders? I mean, does
Yes, it affects people. It makes people less likely to.
I think he has a good point. Like, I do agree that Eric is trying to harm the legitimacy of what Ethan does and even what I do by saying, oh, you can't trust these guys with your money and it's going to take too long to get the comic and whatever else. You know, and he's trying to do that. He's trying to hurt. And that
Not
will
just
hurt
that.
crowdfunding.
I've seen a lot of talented people becoming ripotards all of a sudden. Like, it's a waste. They're all going to follow Eric July, of all people.
I mean, at the end of the day, look, first of all, Eric's hired a bunch of guys who have their own late comics, so I don't know what he's complaining about. Second of all, at the end of the day, you make the best estimate you can, okay? And I've tried to be transparent with people. People are like, Vito, what, your comic's taking too long. And I go, I agree. And they're like, well, what happened? You're not working hard enough. And I go, look, man, I go to my guys, okay? I got artists, I got colorers, I got letterers, and I go, give me your time. How long is it going to, we got a lot of work to do. Give me a realistic time frame for how long it's going to take. And they go, I think it'll take this long. And I go, okay, well, go think about it longer and get back to me and give me what you actually think it'll take. And then they go, okay, I think it'll take this long. And you go, okay, well, I'm not the artist. I'm not the letterer. I'm not the colorer. I don't have those skills. I don't know how long it takes to do those things, but I trust you. And I'm going to go with the time frames you've given me. And stuff happens. And sometimes these guys come to me and they go, hey, you know, I said I could do it this fast, but it turns out something came up. There was a death in the family. There was illness. You know, I lost a week because I got this big poster job, and the guy offered me $5,000 to draw a poster, and I had to do it. I go, I understand. Like, I'm not going to stop you from dropping. You know, if a guy offers you a ton of money to do a thing for him, you can take a week off to do it. Okay. So that's how it goes. It's not that anybody sets out and goes, okay, I'm going to pick a date and then I'm going to sit around and be a lazy piece of shit and not get anyone their comic. It's just you're working with a lot of different people, a lot of different schedules. Shit gets complicated. And, you try to do the best you can to meet that date. But the reason it says on the crowdfunder, estimated shipping date, is it's estimated. We made the best estimate we could. We estimated wrong. Human beings are infallible. Next time I do one of these, and again, I've never crowdfunded a comic before. I'm going to go, okay, well, based on my experience now, I'm actually going to add a couple months onto there and account for this. And I know suppliers can't get me that quick. Okay, it's a learning process. Eric July makes it sound like, and he's made videos directly calling me out specifically and calling Ethan out, basically saying we don't have discipline and we're all lazy and we refuse to work and it's just not true.
They're all
it's
scammers, according to him.
It's stupid. And it's especially stupid from a guy who isn't doing any of the work himself. He's not drawing it. He's not storyboarding it. I'm pretty sure he's not writing it. And he's never drawn a comic page in his life. He is in no position to tell Ethan van Sciver how long it takes to draw a comic. He doesn't know. He can't know. And it's insanity. And again, that's what Alex Stein doesn't understand is when Eric July, who's a guy with 500,000 subscribers, comes out and he says, well, here's the thing about Ethan van Sciver is he's lazy. And I've never called Eric lazy. I've never done that. I don't think Ethan van Sciver has ever done that. Okay. Because I don't think he is. I'm not going to accuse him of laziness. I don't see that. I'll call him untalented and stupid. Like, sure, but lazy? I don't know. He seems like a hardworking guy. If he's going to come out and basically say Ethan van Sciver's lazy and I'm lazy and all these crowdfunding guys are lazy, you got to address it. You got to talk about it because we get the perception. If he tells his audience of 500,000 people that we're all lazy, we're not working on the comic books, they're going to go, well, why would I give money to those lazy motherfuckers? Eric told me they're all lazy. I don't want to give them money anymore. I don't want to fund their dreams. I don't want to make their comics happen. Okay? It's a lie that has to be addressed, and that's what it is. And yes, 3D, that's the other thing. He's the laziest motherfucker in the world because his comic book is a 3D render. He just hired a guy to go into The Sims and make screenshots. That's the most infuriating part of the whole fucking thing. How do you call us lazy and you hired a guy who has a copy of Apartment Simulator 9000 and he goes in and he spins the couch 360 degrees and he goes, yeah, that's a different living room. Fuck it.
He was on a schedule. He was on a tight schedule. That's the only way he could deliver.
We need a castle. Quick, get a beer stein.
Eric says that's a lie. That's a conspiracy theory. There's no schedules. He asks the artist how long it takes and lets them do it. Make the
okay, but even if there is no schedule, your artist uses shortcuts to get the art out according to your schedule. Okay, using 3D renders as shortcut. I hired a guy who doesn't want to use shortcuts. Okay, this is a guy, you know how I'm all big on like AI and shit? I have to not talk about it in front of him because he fucking hates that shit. You know, I'm like, hey, you should try using like some AI, like it could probably help you. And he's like, that is the greatest insult to my crafter. I'm like, never mind, don't touch that shit at all. Don't worry about it. Okay,
just take his passport, Vito. Be like Andrew Tate. Be like, you don't get your passport back until I get my comic.
Well, that's what people. Every time everybody goes, make your comic come out faster. I go, you know what? You're right. I'm going to drive to Mexico. I'm going to put a gun to the back of his head, and I'm going to tell him to draw faster. No, I'm going to give him as much time as he needs that is humanly feasible. Okay,
drive him out to the desert and say, I know Chapo.
I got a turtle with your name on it.
I found a guy. He's a great artist. Is he the fastest fucking comic artist in the West? No, but I don't need him to be. I just need him to make a
Slowpoke Rodriguez. You should have hired Speedy Gonzalez, not Slowpoke Rodriguez, Vito. What the hell? Wrong Mexican.
I'm giving him all the time he made. Look, this is my. I could have fired the guy. I could have said
Glass House.
I could have done what Eric July did. I could have fired the guy. I could have said, you know what? I think it'll just be easier to hire a bunch of Brazilians from one art house, have them slap together some 3D renders and put it out that way. But I really like this guy's art. And if he needs more time to work, that's it. It's got nothing to do with discipline. It's got nothing to do with anybody being lazy. Shit happens. You should have let the schedules move around.
You should have let the tentacle guy do the whole thing.
I think the tentacle guy did not like me giving him notes.
Shouldn't have hired
that's a story for another day, but I will say I'm very happy with what he gave me. I think there was a bit of a language barrier and there was a bit of frustration in some of the emails. Really? But you know what? I'm not going to go into it. He's still a great talent and I love that guy. All right, let's see how Alex responds to this.
Support crowdfunding campaigns. I believe so, especially since he's got a lot of light on him. He's noticeable. People can see him. He's charismatic to some people. And I think people listen to him. They think he knows what he's talking about. So I'm proving right now he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. That's what this show is for. This particular show called Trash Cast, which is right now we're edging up around 3,000 viewers, probably thanks to you and your charisma and you're joining the channel. But yeah, people need to know that he's not somebody who should be listened to. I just showed how he told your boy Zach, Richard C. Meyer of Diversity in Comics, that he should stop live streaming and making videos, not live streaming, making videos about the culture war and get to work on printing his comics. Zach's been gone now for 2 weeks, or maybe even 3 weeks, gone off the internet.
Well,
this is stupid advice.
Let me just say this, Ethan, because I got to go in the morning. I'm about to do one of my biggest stunts I've ever done, Ethan. I'm not.
Holy shit.
Yes,
really?
It's insane. I don't want to say much. I don't give away because it's going to be.
Are you going to tape $41 to Eric July's warehouse?
No.
Don't do that. You might get shot. Yes.
Eric, watch this. I would say this to Eric. I didn't say this to him today, but I would say this to him, and I'm going to say this to you. You can spend the rest of your life writing comics, Ethan, probably, and same with Eric. And neither of you, I think, will create a character as iconic as Sonic Chew from Chris Chan. I mean that.
Yeah,
I mean
it's true. I agree. Yeah.
You think you're going to create a more memorable
The
character?
sad thing is Sonic chose a better read than I saw him.
Okay, here's something I genuinely don't understand is why doesn't someone like Ethan or one of these comic pros go to Chris Chan and go, I want to make a AAA Sonichu comic. We'll do a crowdfunder. It's going to have like AAA art. It's going to be a professional Sonichu graphic novel. You just have to write it or give me permission to take your original comic and turn it into a polished piece. They'd make probably $1 million, I think.
Vito, why are you giving that idea away? Why don't you just do it?
Because I can't draw. I'd have to hire.
You don't need to. You just hire somebody. You hire an artist to draw his.
All right. I might reach out I might see if anybody can reach out to Chris Chan and be like, let's make Sonichu real. There might be some copyright issues that we run into, but hopefully
no, just put a mustache on him. That's it. You're done.
It's a parody.
It's parody. Exactly.
Right.
I don't know. All right. You know what? I have great ideas all the time. We got to do the Sonichu comic.
Sonichu, and how many books did he put out?
Alex, I think you're here to create a more memorable character than Chris Chan, and so far you're doing it.
Ask the chat. I can't read the chat. Did he put out?
You are more memorable than Chris Chan, or you will be. Guys, you haven't read yet. Hash grab.
This guy for Cecil. Cecil's a man. Him and I, crash Barstool Sports. Listen, you can't deny this, Ethan. Right now, you're crushing it on super chats. You're crushing it on views.
I love this.
Alex is kind of like a fame whore, huh? I just noticed there's 3,000 people in chat. You get super chats. And, he's smart, though, because he knows Eric July is not getting the attention that Ethan's getting right now. Because
he's losing subs.
Sick of... Dude, Eric July's thing, it falls apart. I'm going to save the world. I'm the big, smart libertarian who's going to smash the wokes. And then he puts out a shitty comic book, and everyone goes, oh, man, that was fun when he first came out with it. But now there's nothing to it. Now everyone's going over to Ethan.
Everybody goes to everybody. No one is too big to fail. Not Eric July, not anybody. That's the reality that these people don't see. But they have to protect themselves because they know there's cracks in the armor. We all can get it, right? And that's what's just I can't be mad for their loyalty. You know what I mean, Vito? It is nice, but it's not real. Like it's just there to keep the money coming in, and they don't actually believe in what they're selling. Is what's really sad about it.
Look, here's what it comes down. I'll give a personal anecdote. People go, Vito, aren't you mad that all these guys online are talking shit about you all the time? And I go, yeah, I don't like that. And I go, well, how do you keep that from getting to you? How do you keep from, all these people that say horrible things about you and lie about you, and these geeks and gamers guys tell everybody you're scum of the earth and a criminal and a danger to the community. How do you get over this? And I go, the content is king. Okay. At the end of the day, if you got a good product, if you got a good show, if you're a funny guy, you're going to overcome all the noise, and that's it. Okay. Eric July is the noise. It's all noise. It's I'm the greatest comic guy and we're changing the world and here comes the parallel economy. The content there is not king. The content sucks. Okay, but people come to my channel, they go, oh, this guy's pretty funny. They watch my podcast, they go, this is a good podcast. They read my comic and they go, oh my God, Super Killer is the greatest comic book ever delivered on demand. That's what I'm hoping they'll say. We don't know. Point is, Eric July is all high. It's all killer, no filler. That's it. There's nothing there. And it's the same.
Hey,
Alex Stein, there's content there. Ethan, there's content there. At the end of the day, Eric July, you get nothing. You get nothing from him. Clipperverse Goalpost is in the chat. He says Vito is a danger to no one but the suspension on his chair.
Oof. You
Classic
want to hear something?
rip from
Want to hear
Clipperverse.
something really fucked up, Vito?
Yeah.
Ethan had more people watching him live than the amount of people that watched the spoiler stream for Alphacore #1.
Yes.
Because
Eric July put a whole spoiler stream
Nobody
for
watched that
Alphacore,
shit.
and nobody watched it. It's up. It barely got up to like 3,000 now. 9 hours later, but Ethan, within a 10-minute section, had more people watching him than the entirety of this 2-hour video talking about going in depth for the Alphacore. The comic that everybody loves. 20,000 people bought, and they're all interested in it. This is definitely not astroturfed or fake.
So it's basically a comedian explaining his joke. Nice.
Eric July is when the big time wrestler comes to town. They go, Hunter Malone's coming to town, the most incredible strong man in America. And he's going to lift 500 pounds above his head and kill 50 men. And the hype is there, and you're very excited. You go, I can't wait to see Hunter Malone fight 50 men. How on earth is he going to defeat 50 men? And then you go and you pay your money for the ticket. And you sit down in the big top, and what happens? One guy fights a bunch of midgets. And you go, oh, that's cheating. The fuck? Why did I pay money for this?
The other count is 25.
Yeah.
I'd have paid double to see that, though.
Well, yeah, but it's not what you were sold. He was going to fight 50 men. And now he's fighting midgets. And at the end of the day, the midgets end up pinning him. 50 midgets pin Hunter Malone to the floor. And you go, what the fuck did I spend money on that for? So look, Eric July was at the top of the world. The hype train was all there. It's here. Big Black Daddy Eric, I shouldn't say that, is here to save comics. All right. And then it fell on its face. And now it's like, I don't know. Some people are still coping and they're going, no, he's still going to save comics. We just all have to, guys, we all got to buy Alphacore. We all got to buy Yaira. Okay. But then a lot of people are just like, maybe another guy will come to town. Maybe there'll be another Hunter Malone. And right now, Ethan Van Sciver's the new Hunter Malone, I'm going to say.
Having a great time.
Wait, does that make us the midgets?
We're the midgets. We're the 50
That's
midgets.
right.
We're Ethan's. Welcome to the midget stream. Eric is the Larry Shungite of wrestling. Gets in the ring, says some shit, doesn't make any sense, and nothing happens.
It's Larry Shungite.
There's no point in y'all making friendship really, but for me, you and I are still friends. I'm still friends with Eric. You're still welcome on my show, but I did try to create drama. I did try to stir it up unnecessarily. I got myself
not unnecessarily, necessarily. Alex, that's your job. The only reason that you got in trouble is because Eric July is a baby and Glenn Beck is probably a baby. But your job, he specifically hired you to do what you did. He can't then go, oh, well, Eric doesn't want you to cause drama for him. After he hires you, Glenn Beck hired you to go into town meetings wearing women's swimsuits, claim you're transgender, and make a big scene. Okay, he hired you to go to Barstool Sports with a black guy who you said was his husband's or your wife's boyfriend.
Davius.
Yeah, okay. This is your job, Alex. You did literally nothing wrong. The only thing that went wrong is that Glenn Beck and Eric July are pussies. That's it. Also, you said Ice on 2 is coming out, and that was incorrect. It's already out, Alex. What are you doing? Come on.
How much of that did I know about, by the way?
None, really, none.
Right, zero.
Either did
Make that clear.
I was just told my
Eric knew about it. Here's the thing. Eric's the victim. I'm the one who was sandbagged. You guys, I came on. No, not him. He was not. He had the list of questions.
I had him the day. I told him the day of. I think I wanted him to come on. So I was a little, or maybe it was the day before, but I did give him very short notice on purpose. Well, not really on purpose, just because I was like, "There's no point."
On purpose. Well, no, not really. Yeah, on purpose, Alex. You're trying to trick him into a debate, which is funny. And Eric July, guys, it's radio drama, right? Like at the end of the day, Eric July needs to understand that, like, either engage in the radio drama or don't. Okay. Howard Stern fought with everybody, and his ratings went through the roof. And the disc jockeys who played into it, and they got their fan bases riled up. They all benefited from it, and it made them all rich. Okay. And then some disc jockeys, they were like, I just want to be left alone. I don't want Howard Stern to pay attention to me. And you can do that too. If Eric July wants to go, you know what? I just want to quietly make comic books. Everyone leave me alone. Fine. Okay. You can do that too. You got to pick one of the two. You can't make a bunch of videos about how Ethan Van Sciver is the worst guy in the world. And then when Ethan goes, okay, well, let's debate on Alex's show, you go, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, okay. You can't have your cake and eat it too, motherfucker. Pick one. Can't make a video saying you want to sue me and then go, I don't know why Vito keeps complaining about me and my comic company. You wanted to sue me. You told a million. You had YouTube. Yellow Flash said, hey, can we donate money to help you sue Vito into the ground? And he said, we got it handled. My rockstar lawyers have it handled. Okay?
The ones that spelled his trademark wrong.
Yeah, exactly. His rockstar lawyers had it all
The Rip
fucking
Over
handled.
C.
And people go,
Those are
I
the
don't know
backup
why-
singers. That was the problem.
Yeah, they're still on tour.
Eric does not understand, and he always makes it worse for himself, because I know he's going, I don't know why that Dick and Vito won't shut up about me. Well, Eric, because you keep saying stupid shit, okay? Do you know how many times me and Dick have done an episode of Biggest Problem, and we've had this exact same conversation? We said, oh, well, you know, I guess next week we should probably ease up on the Eric July stuff. I go, yeah, the audience is probably getting tired of it. We can move on to something else. Yeah. We don't want to, we don't want to beat it into the ground. It's too much. And then the exact same week that we say we don't want to talk about Eric anymore, he goes, there's these guys, Dick and Vito, and I'm going to sue the shit out of them and make them bankrupt. We go, well, now we got to fucking keep talking about it. Eric, why do you do this? He endlessly creates this drama for himself. And then the second he gets in a situation where the brave Alex Stein says, well, why don't we have a debate? It'll be fun. It'll be funny. Everybody wants to see it. He goes, Daddy Glenn, Daddy Beck, Can you talk to my cousin Alex and tell him he's not allowed to do that? It's silly. It's ridiculous.
Uh-oh. Eric July went after Boogie's girlfriend on Twitter.
Wait, really? Why? Just
What?
now?
It's in the one chat. That,
I saw some people were
this
saying things. Put it in the chat in here, the private chat in the StreamYard. Well, maybe we'll
I'll
take a
just
look at that in a
share my
second.
screen.
All right, we want to do like another. Let me see. Is Alex still on live?
Yes.
I assume he's.
If you
gone.
settle, you're getting.
No, he's gone now. So he was on for
Hey,
a while.
Vito, I'm going to dip out for a minute. Good show as always. Always fun.
Thank
to,
you for coming, Andy.
be
Real
here.
quick, I want to announce something about Andy. Who's
He's coming out of the
fighting
closet?
He's fighting the
support
fight
you, Andy.
with his new adult film series, Put It in My Popcorn Hole, starring it. No, wait, what's the Patreon?
Put it in my popcorn hole. You
Put
can
it
go
in my
find it
popcorn hole.
at patreon.com/popcorn planet. Yeah, no, Vito, I'm finally copying you. You had one good idea. I got to mute. Well, I guess it was really
One
Dick's
good
idea
idea.
first.
One good idea.
But I realized, yeah, this Patreon thing's kind of smart. YouTube literally is now. I don't know if you've seen this. Anybody else? I've got a lot of YouTubers in here. Even someone as top dog as me, they're starting to cut back revenue. Like views are up, everything, but they'll be like, "Sorry, you have weird fake views that we've deduced," and we'll be like, "Well, oh, really? Show me. Can I have some sort of proof?" No, but trust us, and we've deduced our revenue accordingly. It's like a really weird, shady thing YouTube keeps doing. And I realized I had this old Patreon that I never really activated, and it's like they take 5%. YouTube takes like 32% of our hard-earned
I
revenue.
know.
And then
That's
this
the big
past
problem.
week, I had a dude strike the channel with this bullshit. It's total bullshit. I'm not worried. It is what it is. But this video that had like over 200,000 views and it was riding high. This asshat got to just, well, it's my photo in the video, so shut it down. And YouTube just shut it down. And I was so pissed, and I realized I can't keep putting all my eggs in that YouTube basket, even though I'm doing okay over there. I see the warning signs, and you were onto something, Vito. And yeah, we did really well today. We got like 2,000 members out the gate.
2,000 members, guys. You can join for free just to get the regular updates. So that's probably just.
But I'm leaning in. We're doing some documentary series that are coming up, and you're gonna get the.
I know you got some big documentary stuff that I'm not allowed to talk about.
Vito, I'm going hard in this, and I'll let you know how it goes or how if I slow it down. But We're going to do a weekly uncensored on there every Monday morning for the fans to really
gotta
make
be like
it worthwhile.
DMZ, man, and I'll stop in and we'll talk celebrities
I
or
love
whatever
it.
else.
Come on by. And yes, guys, you can check it out. Go subscribe for free if you like my.
If you're not already subscribed on YouTube, guys, of course.
To make Alex Stein jealous.
Yeah, youtube.com/popcorn planet. If you're not already subscribed, please do. And again, now because YouTube is demonetizing everybody, nobody's making any money. We're gonna have exclusive content on the Popcorn Planet Patreon.
Man. Tuesday night grift.
Tuesday night grift, baby. Well, thanks for coming, Andy. Take care.
Adios, everybody.
And I am looking forward to your adult film, Andy's Filthy Popcorn Hole, coming soon.
Oh shit!
I use my drops. All right, bye.
Bye. All right.
Andy's buttered popcorn.
Andy's buttered popcorn hole. I always get worried when I make those jokes because Andy's got like his son like lives with him. I'm like, I hope that kid's not in the room. Luckily, I think we're okay.
Black.
Like, what was that strange man saying about your popcorn hole, Dad? Nothing. Don't listen to Vito. He's insane. All right, let's see. Where was I? I want to see how this Alex Stein situation ended. Did we get any?
Shout out to you.
Super
That's
chat?
a steal. That's a steal over.
Oh, sorry. Let's see. I think, did we get a super chat? Guys, don't forget, you can super chat this show as well. That is an option. If you want us to not go bankrupt, because we
Vito said I can't come back if he doesn't make at least
exactly
250.
Tony, did you join with the tweet? Is this what I'm doing? Add to stage? Oh, you're sharing your screen. Okay, hold on. Let's see this.
It's tiny.
Could you make it any bigger? Can't you control plus?
You know what? I probably could.
It says 9/11. Yeah, hit control plus. There you go. 9/11 was a 3D criticism. Dim Desiree goes, you put out the worst comic of 2023. I'm gonna smear my period blood all over Ice and Alphacore. Hey! No, that's what Blood Ruth does. You can't steal her powers. Blood Ruth, of course, has the power of period blood. Okay, we have this tab ripped up here. Yes. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Of course, it's been a while since we've done one of these streams. I hope everybody's having fun. Does anybody need to dip out? I don't want to keep everybody here. If anybody else needs an out,
I actually should head out because I gotta make food and go to work.
Absolutely. Leighton, how do we find you?
The YouTube channel is Outlawed Thoughts, bunch of stuff over there, and then Twitter is @LibertyLeighton.
Outlawed Thoughts. Real quick, I'm gonna bring it up. And I'm going to ridicule. No, your thumbnails are actually good, so I can't make fun of your thumbnails. Look at that.
That's the one thing I spend a lot of time on.
Well, good, because you should, because a lot of these guys have terrible thumbnails, but yours I can actually read. The only thing is, okay, so here's one thing I keep telling Ethan Van Sciver. He's got to buy a light. Why won't he buy a light? It drives me insane. Every one of his videos, see this giant shadow? Hold on. See how he's always wearing a ball cap, and it casts a shadow over 90% of his face. And I'm always like, Ethan, just get a ring light and put it in front of you. And he's like, nah, nobody cares. I'm like, I know nobody cares, but I care. I think
he's the human sunbeam. That's why.
It makes him evil.
Anyway, guys, Outlawed Thoughts on YouTube. Please subscribe. Thank you, Leighton, for coming by, and we will have you again. Have fun. Anybody else need a heart out? Are we good to talk a little more?
Let's grift.
Let's grift, baby. Let's grift. Hold on. I did want to read these. Dick in the post for 2. Give us the first draft tentacles on a poster. No, I will go to jail. Dick in the post is Vito. Contact Chris Chan. It is up to you. I think I will. Yeah, some of the artwork that Japanese man sent me, I said, oh, I got to delete that email because the FBI does not want to see that poor Japanese lady getting ripped apart. No, she's of age, of course. Okay. What do we got?
If you can play it, if you can monetize it right, that's worth about $1 million, what the audience might not realize. So you're a vendor. You're saying, if I were you, I would keep going. If I was Eric, I would keep going because I don't think it's super serious, but it is serious between y'all. So, at the end of the day, I'm the bad guy. I am bad. Like, I know
you're not the bad guy. You did nothing wrong, man. You did what you do. You're Jerry Springer. You are David Letterman. You're playing the role that you were meant to play. And people in this space need to play along with you because, listen, I'm your friend. I love you. You want to do that. You want to put me in that spot for laughs. I'm here for it. Okay. Just know that I will participate. You can count on that.
And Ethan, I'm still your friend. That's what I'm saying. And I know that you're a very talented guy. Like I said, and you know, you deserve the success that you're having. And I believe Eric July deserves the success he's having. So that's how I look
He
at
deserves everything that's coming to him. You're right, Alex. You're right about that.
Oh, I gotta clip that.
Ethan's gonna pull it up.
Pull up to the White
Oh no. Oh,
No, I do mean that. So listen, I'm
Me
happy
too.
two successful people, guys.
He called your show a minstrel show. He called you
It kinda
racist.
is. Sometimes it can be
it
like
kind
that.
of is. It kind of is. That's a good rebuttal from Alex. He called you show a minstrel show. Well, I mean, it kind of is sometimes. That's pretty good.
That's on purpose. That's done for effect to try to, you know, lampoon the world we live in. Because really, Kamala Harris.
That's not what a minstrel show is, dude.
Yeah,
He said you were there to make fun of him for being black.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, Kamala. Joe Biden makes fun of her for being black. It's just there's people who use black people all the time. That's not that.
You're such a good guy, Alex. You're really a good guy to put up with that shit. You're really a good guy. Because if I were you, I'd be like, this dude, he said, like, he compared my show to a minstrel show in order to get me in trouble. Minstrel shows. Mammy,
well,
I'd walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles.
We don't do black.
Old Man River.
We've done whiteface. We've done all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff. Racial humor I'm not that afraid of. So listen, he's not wrong. But I just want to say we're still tight. You're Lude. You're on fire right now. You're on fire. Getting 3K. Are you live streaming this on Twitter too, or just YouTube?
Just YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could do a Twitter too, but I like to see YouTubers. I like to see people come in here on YouTube. Subscribe to Comic Artist Pro Secrets, please. Subscribe to Alex Stein.
Alex Stein, please subscribe there. And guys, you know, I'm sure I'm going to ingratiate myself in this drama, you know, some more. I'm probably going to not get myself out of it. I'm going to keep following it because I want to be friends with you, and I'm coworkers, and I want to be friends with Eric. So I feel like, you know, but I'm not going to set up with Eric on a surprise debate. That I won't do.
It's the worst possible thing you could do to a guy who built his entire channel and career on debating people.
That's what I thought, and I'm not saying that to hate. I just thought he wanted.
Alex is
How
fired.
could you ask Eric July to debate? It's the only thing he's been doing for the past 2 years, monetizing his haters or whatever else. And the second he encounters anyone with a brain cell, he goes, "Oh shit, I'm not as good at this as I thought I was."
Alex is going to have administrative leave. He is.
Yeah.
Telling you.
Unfortunately, Prime Time with Alex Stein will now be replaced with the Eric July Hour. Enjoy that.
Alex, you did zero wrong. Do you understand how gay this all is?
It's
gay. Fucking gay.
He said it was gay too. It's all gay, but it's entertaining because really there's not much going on. And the world is so boring because politics suck. We all want to distract ourselves from our mundane lives. So it's nice to see other people's drama play out in the public because all of our drama, you know, is just causing us headaches. So it's nice to see other people have them. And so this is what it is. We're all adults arguing about comic books while making
it is what it is.
Over 6 figures a year. So it's really kind of mentally.
See, Alex you know what though? Alex sees the money that Eric July is making. He wants some of that, but he also sees the money Ethan's making. Yeah. Alex wants look, guys. Again, I knew Alex when he was streaming to 12 people about 9/11, and now he's making 6 figures streaming to a couple thousand people about 9/11. So Alex doesn't want
but
to.
They all could be making so much fucking money. Alex Stein would make a bunch of money. Ethan would make a bunch of money. Eric July would make a bunch of money. Everyone would benefit if he would have just went on there and talked to Ethan. Even if he yelled at him, even if he just went on there and called Ethan the N-word for like 13 minutes and then stormed off, everyone would make tons of fucking money off of that.
I think that Eric July has realized he's really dumb and he's not good. If he was in a debate with, because I've been in situations where I go, oh my God, the optics of this are terrible. I'm going to come out of this looking bad. When I went on Alex Stein's show, I went, oh my God, he's making me defend all these leftist tweets I've put out. And I'm like, this is not going to go well. No one's going to love me after this. I think Eric is afraid of debate at this point. I think after he went on Nick Rekieta's show and Nick Rekieta kind of humiliated him by being like, listen, man, I know you think you're like the smartest guy in the box, but smartest toy in the box, but I'm a fucking full action figure lawyer playset. Okay. Don't tell me how the law works. Don't tell me you're allowed to shoot people for putting stickers on your door. Okay. I think he came out of that looking real bad. And I think if he went up against Ethan, he'd look real bad. He might make some money, but honestly, if I was Eric July again, here's what I would have done. I would have went, you guys, my girlfriend's got Ebola. My wife, she's got crabs. She's got violent crabs. The fucking bed looks like a beach. Okay, like I built a sandcastle. We got to go to the doctor to take care of these crabs. I can't make the debate tonight. But instead he went, and kind of bitched out. Should have came up with a lamer excuse. Should have said he had to go donate a bunch of comics to kids, right? We got to drive a pallet of ice up to the hospital. I got a pallet of iSums in the back of my truck. I got a date at the hospital. These sick kids need their iSums. I can't make it tonight. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, cats and dogs, volcanoes.
TBF, those stickers were pretty menacing. I know. I saw those stickers.
TBF.
TBF, baby. You can say it on here, although maybe I got to strike people to say it on here.
Really insane. That's all I'm saying.
It is insane. Now, Alex, here's the thing. Here's what I want to show you. Now, I want you to understand that, like, what I am doing, all right, is making headway. Very important. I am changing Eric July for the best. He's watching this stuff. He's listening to my advice. Here's me on Emergency Trash Cast number 6, and listen to what I say to him. What I say there. Here, we just roll with it. It doesn't matter. It's the internet. That's fun. It's supposed to be fun. We got some real crybabies who takes. Hey, listen, it's YouTube. This is so serious, guys. This is really important.
Okay, so I have to say one thing that is driving me nuts with Ethan. So you see how we're watching this video and it takes over the whole screen. If I stretch out the screen, the dimensions change and it gets smaller and smaller, right? See how that looks?
Yes.
Okay. I keep telling Ethan, don't maximize the browser. Shrink it down so it fits the whole screen. And his response is, I don't know what you're talking about.
I get the same thing with others.
Look at how much empty space there is. We can't even see this fucking thumbnail video, Ethan. You're killing me. So if you're ever in his chat, tell him, don't maximize your browser window, okay? Make it a little smaller so we can see what the fuck's going on. I have no idea what this is now.
This is spamming our chat with chickens. Had nothing to do with him. Why is he spamming it with chickens? Gives a fuck. I'm really impressed with Jeremy. I got to say, this made me happy. I have a little bit of respect for Jeremy after this. All right, let me get back to Eric July, who is the exact opposite.
All right, well, this is a mess. One thing we're going to do a better job of is facilitating fun with the Ripiverse.
We got prompts and stuff, and just AI art, probably.
Yeah, I feel like it, man. I do feel like it. When I see that AI art lately, some of it looks.
All right, well, now they're talking about nothing. Look, the point is, I think the big takeaway from here is that Alex Stein has admitted to the fact that he got in trouble. Which
big time.
Which sucks for him. Like, it sucks. It sucks that he got yelled at, and his producer had to apologize, and he had to apologize, and they really had to go into Glenn Beck's office and go, "Oh, Daddy, I'm sorry. I don't want our black guy to run away, so I'll be nicer." Oh shit, that sounds real good. But we got to keep him on the plantation. Okay, and he had to apologize, and that's it. And this fucking little Cope tweet. Me and Eric squashed the beef. We're friends now. Me and Eric are gonna hang out. We love each other. Well, yeah, kind of, but you're also, it sounds like you're kind of pissed that he basically says, why did he just do the debate? It would have been good entertainment. Like, yeah, I caught him off guard a little bit, but he's a grown man. He knows what I do. He knows, he loves the fun until it's directed at him.
Yeah.
I look at Eric July. We don't even need the fucking music on or the sound. Just the way he acts is like, yeah, hey, it's cool. It's like, no, you made him your bitch. All right, you made Alex a bitch. You made him look like a bitch. You canceled the debate, and now you're going back to, nah, it's cool. We all cool. Everything cool, man. You're like, nah, man, it's not cool. It's not cool what you did. Should have just lied. Somebody ripped my wife's head off, and we got to go to the doctor to sew it back on. That would have been a better excuse. What do you guys think? It sounds like Alex Stein is going to get involved in the Comicsgate drama. Sounds like
he's going to be making a book. He's going to be making a book. I'm telling you.
He's
big booty Latinas. Hell yeah.
First of all, he sees that it's fun. He knows that me and Dick are fun. He knows that Ethan Van Sciver's fun. He wants part of the chaos. He loves chaos. He thrives on it. And he's mad that Eric is preventing him from engaging in the chaos and doing what comes naturally to him, which is to spark it onward and make it into a delightful spectacle. I feel bad. I feel bad for Alex. I feel bad. He looks weak. It makes him look weak.
Yeah. Poor Alex.
Poor Alex. Lord Llewellyn for $2.99 Australian says Eric is lucky he never ran into Frank Hassel. Hassel doctrine is nothing to be fucked with. Also, how tall is Eric?
5'8".
Do we know?
No way. No
5'8".
way. Not even
Next
close.
to Gina Carano, he's the same height, and she's on record 5'8".
So you're telling me Alex Stein's like 6'5"?
He's 6'3".
Okay. Okay. Well, I'd buy that then.
Does anyone have this Eric July talking a boogie tweet? Because I'm blocked by this motherfucker. Did that actually happen?
I am blocked by Eric.
Yeah, I'm blocked. I can look at my alt.
Yeah, I was
don't
trying
have
to look,
alts,
but I
that's
couldn't
for
get in
gays.
there. Why would Eric July call out Boogie of all people? I heard that people were
Because of the
finding.
girlfriend.
Well, what's going on with the girlfriend? Their tweet, something like
We just
some
read the
DMs?
tweets. You
Wait, were
literally
those
read
from
the tweets
her?
that I should. Yeah, that was from.
Those
his
were
girlfriend,
from Eric
Desiree.
July. That was from Boogie's girlfriend.
Yes.
Wait, Boogie's girlfriend said the comic sucks.
Yes.
I thought that was just some lady. I thought that was a completely different thing. What's his? I didn't even know his girlfriend was on Twitter. What's her Twitter?
Whatever that was, it was like Desiree something.
Yeah, don't look it up or anything. I mean, who cares about that? Then? God forbid I could bring up her account. and see if
Imagine
she said
random
anything
people
else.
now are seeing this
It's
comic
a-
book and noticing it's shitty.
Well, it's DEZIKAY
Oh my
_wolf.
God! Why don't you post it in the chat? Post it in the private.
Because
chat
I'm getting it off a screenshot.
All right, say it slow then.
DEZIKAY
Yeah.
_wolf.
_wolf. Desi K Wolf.
Yes.
Is it Dim Desi K?
Yes. Dim Desiree. Yes.
Okay, is this actually his girlfriend?
That's what they tell me.
Okay, here's her tweet from 2021. Since that fat fucker Boogie decided to block me, here's my conversation with him in DMs. I don't think this is his girlfriend, dude.
Well, it might be a
Used to
fake
be
account
cool,
of it.
man. Makes me sad. I found this Twitter account called Boogie Truth. I was very surprised. This is not his. Is this his girlfriend? No, this is some. This is.
She would have way
This
more
does not look like
followers.
the same girl. Yeah, she'd have a bunch of fucking followers. She says
Well,
at
tell the
500
idiots in
followers.
Discord. They're the ones who said it was Boogie's girlfriend. I just
Hey, everybody, shut up! At 500 followers, Desi K Wolf will post nudes. Guys, follow. There we go. 91 followers. She says, "I am addicted to giving pleasure to many men. Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me." Yeah, this is definitely Boogie's girlfriend. You idiot, fucking moron.
I'm assuming it might be someone fucking made a fake
I'm
account.
just
of
fucking with
his
you,
girlfriend.
man.
Yeah.
Why does she? I'm gonna smear my period blood all over Iceman Alphacore with 30 replies. So now I can't see all the replies because again, Eric. Oh, actually, I have Eric July blocked. He blocked me first, and I had to block him because otherwise you can screenshot my tweets. I'm sure your purchase is appreciated. I'm gonna retweet this real quick. I'm gonna smear my period blood all over Iceman Alphacore. Very good. I would buy 12 copies just to do it every month for a year. It's a good way to have a cycle. Hail the lore says, "I thought you were a man." Good get. Fucking idiot. Eric already has a colorist, but thanks for showing interest. Has anyone ever colored a comic with period blood before? That's pretty good.
That could be a new feminist.
That
Grift.
could be new. Yeah. Maybe the Saska sisters.
Oh.
Every you get their CGC issue, and it's actually going to be signed with their period blood. Can you believe it?
Just eating
Cyberfrog.
mackerel and the spirit cooking.
Yeah, exactly. Here's Cyberprog tampons, always wrecked with clean field protection. Fantastic.
See that's Boogie's girlfriend's picture. That's why people got confused.
Oh, this is Boogie's girlfriend's picture? Ah, okay. So she's pretending. She's pretending. So this is not, I don't know who this is. This could be anybody. I am Boogie's girlfriend. He hates Ripa. Of all the profile pictures to pick, you choose that art-tarded whore on Boogie's payroll. I am Boogie's girlfriend. He hates Ripa. He also hates money, stability, and good taste. All right, now we're just ripping on poor Boogie. being a cat or having someone, what do you call it? Pretend to be impersonate his girlfriend. How could they? How could they? All right, guys. Well, we've watched the Alex Stein drama. At the end of the day, don't forget. I think he's still streaming. Is he still live?
I was gonna stream like 5 hours probably.
Well, after you guys are done, guys, we're gonna raid Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I will put the link in the chat when we end the stream. But before we do, everybody, Tony, how do we find you?
You can find me at the Geek Getaway.
The Geek Getaway on YouTube. If you guys want, and how often do you stream? Do you have a stream schedule, or is it just whenever?
It's pretty much every day now, except for Sunday. We don't do nothing on Sundays, or when I'm here. So
it's because you have no discipline. You should be working on your comics.
No discipline.
George, where do we find you right now?
George Peter Gatzis on YouTube, and pretty soon we're going to be crowdfunding the Immortal Mask, hardcovers, paperback, and pocketbook. 200
already
pages.
looks better than ISOM.
That's a good-looking comic, man.
200 pages, guys.
Wow.
The first 30 pages is the adventure in the 1930s. The middle section is the adventure in the 1970s.
He's even got Eric July in it.
And as a bonus, there's the 1850s adventure right here. Plus a making of. This has been a book 3 years in the making. No drama, inspired by Comicsgate. Donnelly, Brent Benson. Instead of doing what Eric July did, he took his comic book money every month and spent it on making the book. And this is my channel, on my YouTube channel. We stream every night at 8 o'clock in the evening, roasting the news. We only do the headlines. We're very shallow about that. And Fridays and Saturdays.
All right. So George has a channel and a comic book. Black Angus, where do we find you?
Find me at Black Angus Reviews.
Black Angus Reviews. Guys, don't forget, subscribe to George, who has a million things going on. Hey, George, you got to pick one. You get one.
Don't trust Black Angus.
All right.
All blank.
All right.
We want everybody to buy the book. All right. And subscribe to the channel. All right. Black Angus Reviews. There you go. Let me put it on the screen. Don't forget to subscribe to him. Guys, we do support creators here. So I want everybody who's got a book, check out George's book. If you go to his YouTube, you got links to it, so you're going to be able to find it. And of course, we got TJ. TJ, are you still here?
Yes.
Yes.
You'll also find me on the Geek Getaway with Tony, and I'm the official inker of
two plugs
of our own comic book. That's right.
Of his what's the name of that comic? Is Frogman?
Awesome and
Forbidden Adventures. That's right.
Yeah.
The Geek Getaway. George, do you have a campaign for your book?
I have a book called Job Ads on Fund My Comic.
Fund My Comics is where you can find George's book.
Job ads.
Fantastic. All right, guys. And you know what? It is my show, so what can I say except that Super Killer is coming. We got some pages done this week that are looking great. Doing a final pass on the script just to make sure all the words are exactly as we like them. You can find it on Indiegogo. I know, guys, I've talked your head off about it, but people keep getting into it. This really is a passion project, and I've actually started storyboarding the second issue.
Nice.
I posted a little. Well, you know what? It looks like trash, so I won't even show you guys. But I post my storyboards. I'm like, yeah, this looks cool, and then I think about it. I'm like, yeah, it looks cool to you. Like to anybody else, they're gonna be like, this looks like dog shit. Hold on, I'll bring it up real quick. I'm trying to make there is going to be an antagonist type character who is kind of in the background, and I've been trying to figure out his design. This is obviously not the final design, but I've been fucking around. It's kind of
looks way better than my storyboards.
It's supposed to be you see him from behind, and you go, "Oh, is that Batman and Alfred?" And then the final reveal is that he's like this fucked up dark student.
Fucking Dr. Claw from fucking Inspector Gadget.
Yeah. Why am I not drawing my comic book?
Yeah.
Because I could draw something, but
do you need glasses, George?
This is a little sketch.
This is great. It's got a lot of character to it. A hell of a lot more character than ISOM.
I'm having a lot of fun.
If you can build upon what you already drew, you can get somewhere.
Look,
Here's what you need to do, Vito.
Yeah.
What you need to do is take all your sketches put them together, and then sell that as the Vito edition of Super Killer.
I'll package you up, man.
I mean, I read the story. Honestly, I read my own storyboard and I start laughing because some of the book is just so funny. So we're having fun with it. Again, this was me. This is just I show it to the artist. I go, look, this is what I want. Again, you're gonna see him from behind. You're like, oh, is that Batman and Alfred? And then you finally get the reveal that it's this fucked up alternate universe where Alfred is dead and replaced by an army of robots, and Batman is kind of a psychopath. We'll see how that goes. Again, none of this is final. I'm just playing around, having fun. But join the fun at Super Killer. We are having a ton of fun. Get everybody's book. Subscribe to everybody's channel. Real quick, couple super chats came in. Pilgrim Media for 2. The Carnival Barker inside of Alex will be fine. I do believe Alex will be okay. Yeah, why don't we, guys, if you want some more entertainment, Eric July is still streaming. So head on, or not Eric July, Ethan Van Sciver is streaming about Eric July. So everybody, I'm gonna post the link in the chat. Everybody, tell them Vito sent you over. Tell them this is where you want to be. This is gonna be our Vito raid. Go raid them right now. And thanks for coming by. We will be back next Tuesday for another edition of the Monday Night Grift. See you guys. Let's do the Grift. Oh, wait, I can't. Get up anyway. Fuck it.